Good evening. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Level Up Show, your final Level Up Show for 2015 calendar year, in which we will be discussing our games of the year. Yes, we'll be talking about what games tickled our fancy the most. But first, let me introduce the two co-hosts that we bring with you every single week. Two best friends, Ryan and Ralph. Hello, boys. How are you today?
Hello.
Uh, I'm feeling sick, but I'm here.
You're feeling sick.
I was feeling sick yesterday.
Little children sabotaged the Christmas party.
Is it the 2015 blues? You have the 2015 blues as we wrap up this year? Is that what's going on?
New
No,
AIDS.
it's the,
New AIDS outlaws.
somebody
Hyper
brought
AIDS?
some germ factories to the Christmas party, and they got everybody sick.
Sounds pleasant. What kind of sickness you got? You sound like you got a little of the sniffles.
Yeah, sneezing a lot, sore throat, that kind of stuff.
Question really quick. How are you playing Uncharted earlier if you were not home? It said that you were playing Uncharted at like 4 o'clock.
I was totally home, but I wasn't ready to do anything.
That lying son of a bitch.
That's why
I'm
I
like,
said 6 o'clock, because that's when I'd be ready to do shit.
You could have just said, I'm home now. Obviously, me seeing you on PlayStation.
Well,
I
you
knew
sent
that
me
you were
that
home.
message, and I saw you were online. I was like, can't he see I'm already home?
I was like,
well, he's not looking at
we're
that.
lying to each other. We've come so far. We've crashed down so far, so hard. God, yeah, I saw he was on, and I'm like, he's either left it on and it's just chilling there, or he is maybe playing on his Vita, I guess. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
It was a really hard part because I was playing on the hardest difficulty, and I was just dying.
You lie? Oh, that's the best. I'm not home until 6. I was just like, I mean, all right, I'm just going to watch The Revenant, I guess, but Ralph's over here ready to get shit done so he can fucking actually have a day off, you know? It's Jesus. I'm sitting here playing with myself, watching Leonardo DiCaprio come back to life. Like, it's, man.
Is that the sequel to Titanic, or?
Well, there is a part that he's floating on a piece of wood in a cold river, so I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Damn it.
Spoilers. He rides on some wood.
That sounds hot, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's more cold than anything. As I said, it's freezing outside, but
Cold wood,
it's also
that's
freezing
not
out
good.
here. We got a shit ton of snow outside. I was supposed to be working tonight. Unfortunately, the snow impacted that. They have not scraped the roads here once, and I hear it is not much better up in the big city. So here we are.
I missed the Iowa. I drove home last night, started at midnight, so I missed the Iowa one, but drove into the Missouri winter storm. So
Which consisted of what?
Rain.
Sleet, snow, it was everything. I got everything.
So did you work? Did you even work today?
I work from home.
So he was home all goddamn day?
I was working from home.
I tell myself that all the time when I'm in the bathroom playing with myself. I'm working from home. Leave me alone.
They said winter storm till 9, so I was like, I'll just work from home because I'm not going to go out there and drive.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, that's I mean, yep, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get it. Ralph, what about you? What do you got going on? You didn't lie to me. You worked today, didn't you?
I totally worked today.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I worked. I'm pretty much over an illness, so.
Good.
Whatever.
I've yet to get sick. I did have a sore throat, but I think that might have just been from all the yelling I did on Christmas. But it's finally gone now. I have cured myself after the brown bottle flu. I think it probably is all it was. Is just need a little winding down time. My uncle wanted to get into craft beer, so for Christmas I bought him a bunch of craft beer, and then brought my own tasty treats that we all sampled. I got him pretty hammered, and then he busted out these $80 to $100 bottles of tequila, and we proceeded to take shots of each one. So that was Christmas at the household there. So
Why so expensive?
I mean, that's just the way it goes. Yep. And you found Oh, okay, perfect. Woo. Nice
DOT
job.
just went by.
What?
DOT.
Oh, thank God. Update, the DOT is scraping my roads. Also, Cap'n will not be singing the blues anymore because Animal Crossing New Leaf has been found.
Hooray! That's
It is
so
not. It's
2 years ago.
It is quite a few years ago, yeah. But maybe it's the best game of 2 years ago. I don't remember at this point.
We'll get to
so,
that category.
Probably a bunch
Yeah,
of weeds.
Yeah. 2 years ago?
Pick those weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a lot of those going on. But all right, let's get the show started properly. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Ryan, why don't you tell me what you've been playing since you've been not working.
Well, I mean, yesterday I was not working. Today I was until 4.
When you said you wouldn't be home until 6, yeah, I mean, I got you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't finish shit.
Just prepare. I'm gonna ride on that the entire night, just so you're aware. Like that's all I'm gonna talk about now. Anyway,
popped in Dishonored again because I figured why not. And man, I did not remember anything about that game, and it doesn't really look like they did much to it besides just make it 1080. So I don't know. I mean, it's fun. I just didn't remember most of it. So I played through the first part of it, got to the part where you escape, go to the sewer, and you meet up with the people that are trying to save you after you were framed for killing the Empress or Queen or whatever the hell she is.
I've never ever played that game, so
it's like
I
BioShock.
have, but I don't. Well,
did you say it's like BioShock?
I would go that far.
I don't know, man. It's very similar to BioShock. You're collecting shit you can eat. You don't start off with any power on your left hand or whatever, but you eventually get that. I haven't got to that point yet.
It's
but
way
there's
more
way more.
stealthy.
Yeah, there's way more stealth. There's some. I totally forgot about the chaos thing too. If you kill a shitload of people, you get rated high chaos, which has some lasting effect for the end of the game. I can't remember what. But you're not supposed to kill anybody. You're supposed to stealth around and knock people out or do shit like that. But it's more fun to kill them. It's they're chop their heads off. The combat's pretty easy to start out. I think I remember it getting harder later on. But yeah, it's like BioShock with more emphasis on sneaking around. So.
I thought about picking that up because it was on the. Was it the flash sale or one of the week 3 sales possibly for PlayStation? I can't remember which, but I thought about picking it up.
How
cheap
was it though?
I want to say it was $20 maybe, 20,
yeah,
25.
It was 15 on Black Friday. That's why I got it.
Yeah, I didn't care to buy it then, and I didn't really care to buy it now, which is why I didn't. I just was like, well, why not add another game to the digital collection? But just doesn't seem very interesting, and I wasn't very interested in the sequel coming out when they showed that at E3. But I mean, things can change, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's interesting. If you don't like stealth, though, then you're probably gonna hate it. I mean, there's plenty of ways to get out of it without using or to get around using stealth, but it wants you to do stealth shit. So,
right.
So that could probably get frustrating. I played a little bit more Destiny. I think I got a couple more levels. I'm either 12 or 13 now. I don't know what. And I think I got to a new planet. Is Venus one of the planets or something?
Yep, it is. Yeah. Yep.
I haven't gone there yet. I just unlocked the mission.
Maybe the coolest planet. I thought Mars is pretty cool, but Venus is pretty cool. It's a good planet.
Yeah. I haven't been to Mars, I don't think. Just the moon. The moon's pretty boring. Yeah.
No, Mars is the last planet you unlock. Of the 3, whatever the fuck it is, 3 or 4.
Mission where I was beating people up with swords. That was kind of goofy. Because you have to get really close to him to hit him, and it's just awkward the way that he swings the sword. So it seems kind of weird. So hopefully you don't have to do that too much.
No, you don't get the sword a lot. I mean, you can get a sword later on in the game, but I didn't really use it all the time. I wish you would have been playing Destiny when I was playing it, because I think we could have actually had a decent time playing it together, but I had to fucking wait.
I've only done strikes with other people, and that was kind of hit or miss. Some people knew what they were doing. Some people just kept running around and getting slaughtered, and then had to save them or decide to just ignore them. So,
Right.
but I was doing this on one of those strikes. Like one person just kept getting killed over and over again. So he finally quit, and luckily he got replaced with somebody who knew what they were doing. So then we got through it really quickly. But and then also I was gonna play Bloodborne, but then I decided to play Uncharted instead, and they made that game look a lot better. That first one. I haven't
Does it
checked
look
out
a
the
lot
other
better?
two. Yeah, but I don't think it plays better. It seems a little buggier. I was trying to open a door and roll out of the way because I was playing on the hardest difficult. Like brutal is the new hardest, but before that is called like charted or something. And I was playing on charted because you can't play brutal until you finish charted, and you get hit, you die in like 2 to 3 hits. So there's this gate that you need to open, and as soon as you open the gate, somebody pops up and starts shooting you. So I was trying to open the gate, quickly roll back, and so I was whatever the button was to open the gate, and then I was pounded on circle to, and then all of a sudden Nathan Drake's doing his T-pose. The game is frozen, and yeah. So I don't know whatever they did when they converted it. They introduced quite a few new bugs, but and I don't know. That game isn't. The first one, I don't know, I can't remember how 2 and 3 play, but that first one, but it doesn't feel as smooth running around and trying to get in cover, and it's really frustrating when you can't get into cover and you can only take 2 bullets before you die. So don't play it Uncharted. Play it
Sometimes
on
when you're pounded in the circle, you can only take 1 or 2 hits. It's just kind of the way of life, you know.
You gotta think about baseball. Should have been thinking about baseball.
Yeah, I mean, well, or your grandma just getting nailed. That's usually what I think about.
Oh man, what if your grandma's like Cher or something?
Or did.
She's just singing "Do You Believe in Life After Love" while getting nailed. It just continues, like it's just a bad thing.
But I'm hoping I'll get through that and then start to because I'll probably keep doing. I don't know when I'm gonna get to Bloodborne again.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it last week how
Yeah.
I wanted to pick up Bloodborne for being when it was cheap because I was like, I love that game, but I don't want to have to reteach myself how to play that kind of game. I really don't, because it's exactly what would happen is I want to play the DLC, but I don't know if I care enough to reteach myself how to play that game. It's very, it's not slow by any means, but it's slower than normal the games that I play, and it's a lot more methodical and strategic. So that's a big piece of it, and I was just like, I don't really want to jump back into it, but I mean, going back and thinking about, and I know I'm teasing the top 10, but going back and thinking about the games that I played and beat this year, I was like, damn, I did have a really good time with Bloodborne. That was a really, really fun game.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have, because I bought that and Borderlands at the same time, and I got like maybe like a third of the way through Bloodborne and then switched to Borderlands. And should have just kept playing Bloodborne, but that stupid forest area turned me off.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm pretty sure I told you to keep playing that instead of switching to Borderlands, but I think you just switched
Borderlands was easier.
Well, I mean, if everything was easy in life,
we'd all be playing Mario.
Yeah, more Mario Maker, unless you're an asshole like Dan Reichert and make levels that are fucking impossible.
I'm thinking like Super Mario World Mario. That was pretty easy.
I had a tough time with a couple of the ghost houses in that game.
Because you're holding a controller upside down.
Well, all right, that's all right. All right, yeah, that's true. That's a fair assessment. I fucked everything.
But like Lost Levels Mario, that shit's not easy.
I mean,
went
Star
through
Road
a little more. Star Road.
Well, that's like a bonus. That's bonus.
I don't even.
But it's
not even that bad.
Mario World canon. It's still some of those fucking levels are ridiculous. Like where it's just the automatic scroll where you have to just. Oh man, that fucking level is ridiculous.
Yeah, but if you just went straight through, it's not really that hard.
And then when you have the Yoshi, like, it's tough. I had a tough time with it. Okay, I'll admit that I had a problem.
Well, Yoshi is easier because you could just abandon him. Yeah, he saves your life. Sacrifice.
I was never good enough to jump off of Yoshi. I figured I was going down with the ship, so every time I took the dive.
You'd hate some of the. There's one of the Mario Maker event courses where you have to like abandon Yoshi.
Oh, I've played it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have to do it constantly.
Yeah.
I went to like half the level, and there's one point. There's one point in that level where you have to like ride down, and there's a wall, and then you have to jump off them at the right time to jump up, and I couldn't. Do
Yeah.
it. And it's like halfway through the level, so I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. And I played it like 3 or 4 more times, and just nope, I'm out. I'm out.
I love that level. I don't even remember what you got for beating it.
Yeah, I
Something dumb.
couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
But only I played on the Xbone was some more Gears of War. That game is still a lot of fun. I don't know how much they tweaked it, but I remember the sniper rifle being a little more effective than it was. Like I felt like you used to be able to somebody be hiding behind something, and you could guess where their head was, and you could still shoot their head even though you'd really be shooting their back. So that you'd shoot them through the back and their head would explode. I couldn't get that to happen, but I don't know. I was probably just doing it wrong. I couldn't remember how to do it. But that game's still a lot of fun. I need to finish that one too. Oh, that or Uncharted. I don't know which one. Gears of War came out first, didn't it?
Oh yeah, Gears of War came out well before Uncharted. I think Gears of War was what, 2003?
6? No, 6. But I think Uncharted was 2007.
I think you're right. Because the Xbox didn't come out, or the 360 didn't come out to 05, right?
Yeah, I bought both. I think I bought both of those the day they came out.
I'm gonna jump in real quick just because this is some late breaking news that just come across my desk right here. Lemmy from Motorhead has died.
Really?
Either of you care about that? Yeah.
The same day that Dave Henderson died?
Well, if that was today, then yep, that happened. Just floated across my desk, but yep,
Same
Lemmy.
day as Meadow Lark Lemon died?
I don't know who that is, but
Globetrotters?
He's a
Sure.
Globetrotter.
Man,
I don't.
Dave Henderson used to be a baseball player.
I know Biff Henderson. He's,
You know Ricky Henderson?
Yeah, he's the
It's his
guy who
brother.
stole a shitload of bases.
Yeah.
No,
Hey.
I don't know Ricky Henderson either. I don't know a lot of Hendersons. I know Harry. I know
Okay.
Harry. He's a Henderson, right? I think, or
Maybe by
partially.
the end of the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, he's definitely a Henderson. Like that's a thing. But anyway, yeah, that just came across my desk that Lemmy has passed on. So, yeah, that's strange. Evolution is a mystery. You know what I'm saying?
Time to play the game. So it's all about the game. I don't know.
That's the same game.
Yeah.
It's the same game. All right, what else you got, Ryan?
Been running a Bowser train. I told Ralph about that. Super Mario 3D World.
Hell yeah.
I see there's a Bowser train, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna be running right across that train. I know it. But I think how many are there? 8 worlds?
Probably. I really don't remember.
I think I'm in World 5 or something.
Have you got to the Mario Kart level?
I don't like. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. You just kind of like speed across it.
You remember what world that was? Because I can never remember.
It was either 4. Or it might have been 4.
Is this 3D World? Is it what? That's not 3D
Yeah.
Land.
It's either 4 or 3.
I still have yet to play 3D World.
I was playing it with my nephew. He's playing as the princess.
Nice. It's so much easier with the princess.
But yeah, I mean that game. It's not too bad. It's just like the only thing that trips me up is like it's not like most 3D games because it has that like kind of like fixed perspective. So jumping around sometimes isn't as precise as if you could look behind the character and see where you were jumping.
Yeah, I got to follow that shadow, I guess.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it's not too bad. It looks really good.
Not too bad. Game of the year 2013
Was it?
is what it is for me.
Not for me. I think I even played it in 2013, but
Is that game that old? God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
played some more
Hold on.
Bayonetta 2.
Let's see the price on Super Mario 3D World because I bet it's
It's
not
fucking $60. It's $60 fucking dollars. That shit doesn't go down. I think I paid $57 for it.
It's Nintendo.
Ridiculous.
You get like a
$47.99.
What? Where's that at?
47. Game Shipper.
What?
That's
Oh,
what
that
it
Well,
is,
is.
or
right?
you could get it Best Buy that cheap. What was your
I was gonna say you get
club?
it used for $40, and then what do you get? Another 10% off for used games.
Where's that at?
So $36. That ain't bad. $36 ain't bad.
Gameshipper.ru.
Dot
Fuck
fake.
if I know. Yeah. Gameshipper.fu, I think is what it was. I think that was the code.
But
Anyway,
yeah, you get a
fucking
refurbished
Nintendo
one
price.
from Nintendo, but then it's got that refurbished thing on the package, which is really weird. I really want you to know. I got a Pro controller for Christmas, so I've been using that to play Bayonetta and Xenoblade.
Does it work better?
Yeah, I mean it's more comfortable, but like you can't not have that gamepad on. The gamepad has to always be on, which is just weird.
Just throw it on the charger and don't look at it.
Well, for Xenoblade, I have to because that's the only way to fast travel. So I have to like pick what I want to do, and then go to the gamepad, fast travel, and then wait for it to load, and then so I need it around for the for Xenoblade, but for Bayonetta, don't need it around at all. But yeah, Bayonetta's not too bad. It seems like I can't remember the first one much, but it feels like I'm more of just mashing buttons and then dodging in this one than anything else. But I don't remember how the first one played. It was like which time.
It's the same because I played it recently.
Isn't that the trademark of those developers though? Is just like button mashing and dodging.
I mean, not if you talk to people who really like those games. That's not how they would describe it.
That's how Transformers Devastation was.
See what I mean? So it's basically the same.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of weird. That scroll dude, it's kind of weird. I don't remember that many F-bombs flying around in the first one, but could be wrong. I say it a lot. Bayonetta says it a lot, which is kind of weird.
What happens when you cut your hair?
Yeah.
Start dropping bombs. Yeah.
But I'm not sure how many chapters there are, but I think I'm like a third of the way through that. I've just kind of been playing it a chapter at a time. And then I've been playing a shitload of Fatal Frame. No, I'm just kidding. Xenoblade. I did play some more Fatal Frame, and it is easier to not look at the screen and play that game to look at your Wii U gamepad, because if you try to snap some photos of some ghosts looking at the screen and trying to aim that Wii pad around, you're never going to do it. It's almost impossible. But if you look at the Wii U gamepad while you're doing it, it's super easy. So I don't know if that's what they had in mind or what the hell was going on.
When you were playing Mario 3D World, was your cousin or your nephew using the gamepad, or were you?
I was using the gamepad. He was using the Pro controller.
So did you do any of them Captain Toad stages?
Yeah, I did.
'Cause I think you have to use the gamepad for those.
Yeah, those are like single player only. You have to use the gamepad, and like some of those blocks you have to tap on that Wii U gamepad to make them stick out.
Yeah.
Those are kind of interesting.
That's the entire Captain Toad treasure tracker, is those stages.
That how much was that game that came out? Was it $50 or $40?
40.
Yeah, 40.
Those were interesting, but the Fatal Frame game, I'm not sure what the hell's going on in that. It feels very much like an old school survival horror, slowly walking around, Japanese girls with short skirts. Shinron is not as big a boot as that Shinron Kagura game.
Not the Crimson Stream or whatever the fuck that was called.
Deep Crimson.
This is made in the Blackwater, all right, not Deep Crimson in the Blackwater.
Deep Crimson Water. Yeah, I got what you're going for.
Crimson from the coat hanger. No.
Oh dear.
That's what they said. Oh dear, I've made a grave mistake.
Somebody gets stabbed in the back though. It looks really weird though. And they fall into some black water, so I don't know if that's what this maiden in the black water is all about.
That's the demon from Blackwater is what that is.
But yeah, it seems interesting. I kind of want to finish it because I haven't played a game like that in a long time. They really don't like those Resident Evil games that come out now are really not like that anymore. Besides that Resident Evil HD remake that just came out, so I really should play that, but I can't because I left in Sioux City my gamepad power adapter. So once my gamepad power adapter goes, once my gamepad dies, it's dead. I have nothing to charge it.
It's not. Isn't that the end of
the 3DS?
No, I tried the 3DS.
It's isn't it the same as the PS3?
No, it's got like the. It's not like a. It looks like kind of a half circle, but like a flatter half circle. Like I don't know, if, like something across like that, and then like a curve down. It looked kind of like that. So and it's bigger because it looks like the 3DS one, just bigger. So I was hoping I could just plug in my 3DS thing and use that, but I was looking at refurbished ones on the Nintendo store for like $12.50 because I don't know when I'm gonna go back to my grandma's house. So it could be never. But so I was gonna try to finish Xenoblade, but that's not gonna happen now. I'm almost 40 hours into that thing, and man, the game is a grind. You're just grinding. You are surveying shit, and you are collecting a bunch of shit. A lot of times you're just collecting a bunch of shit, and then you pick up a quest and found out you've already collected all the shit for that quest, so you just turn it in. And then they got this big, giant mech thing that I can roam around in. I actually needed it to beat one of the bosses. And the first time I went out there, I forgot to set the skills on my mech. So I just went into the fight, started the fight, and realized I couldn't do anything with the mech to fly around.
So you couldn't finish the fight, is what you're saying?
No, I didn't have enough game fuel to finish that fight. So that mech will just follow you. I don't know how to get rid of it. It just follows you everywhere. I fast travel, and it's just laying there next to me when I land, ready for me to jump in. And I don't know how to just put it somewhere like you can in Fallout 4 and just forget about it. Because most of the time I don't want to use it. It's just when you're fighting something huge is when you need it. But most of the time that doesn't happen.
Be able to summon the mech when you need it.
Yeah.
And just throw a Pokeball out and it just pops up. That's what all those JRPG games are like, right? They're just all Pokemon built into something else.
One of the most recent Final Fantasy ones was kind of like that. But no, not this. I mean, you do a bunch of affinity missions where usually they're getting you more story with people already in your party or giving you access to a new party member. There's a shitload of party members in that game. I don't know how many it's going to end up with, but I have tons of choices right now. In that fourth slot, I just kind of let whoever in there, whoever just happens to be around, I let them take that fourth slot. But yeah,
I don't mean to cut off Ryan here really quick, but just looking, and for the folks that aren't watching the video stream, it currently looks like you might be smelling it.
Huh?
Smelling it.
With the way you had your face turned, it looked like you might have been smelling what the Rock was cooking for a while. There with your nose up, like you're just wafting in the people's stank or something. What was going on? You're just over there wafting on it. That was just it was pretty good. Yeah. Either that or trying to get your nose to Texas. I couldn't really tell. One of the two.
Something.
You don't want your nose in Texas right now. People are dying there.
Well, WrestleMania will be there in a few months. You want your nose in Texas then.
Hopefully no more tornadoes then. But I don't know if you want any spoilers or not. for that game?
Uh,
You're gonna play it.
no.
You're gonna get 40 hours deep in that thing.
I'm waiting to like finish. Well, some shit I'm playing, but yeah.
Why don't you tell me what you've been playing? Since I think Ryan is effectively done, aren't you?
Is that it? Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
That was the transition.
Uh,
Ralph, why don't you tell me what you've been playing?
well, I was playing the shit out of Devil's Third on Wii U because I managed to snag a physical copy because apparently that shit is rare. Son,
Do you feel bad for opening it now since it's so rare? Or do you
I
think
knew it
it's
was. Well, I knew it was rare because I just barely got one for normal price. I wanted to play it, so I didn't care.
Yeah.
Are like the newest releases always on the Miiverse thing? Or because I see Devil's Third on the Miiverse and like a bunch of other games that just recently came out. Do they like constantly update those?
I never looked at the Miiverse.
Oh man, just looking at people's comments on there, and they're usually like pro Devil's Third when one of them pops up for Devil's Third.
Yeah, I mean, Devil's Third is just a very standard-ass third-person shooter with weird controls. 'Cause
And chickens.
well, the multiplayer is interesting because there's some mode where you're trying to collect the most chickens, and so chickens are just following you around, and I mean, just for however long you have a chicken, like you get points for like every second, and then the more chickens you have, it multiplies or something. So that's
Devil's
kind of
Third
fun.
is what? That's developed by who? The guy that did Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah, Itagaki, I think it's his name.
Yeah, he did. Was there one? What first one was on Xbox? Well, not counting the NES and Super Nintendo ones. Like of the more modern ones, the first one was on Xbox, the second one was on 360, and then he was done. He got fired or quit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
What else has he made besides that? Or is this like his first standalone game?
Did he do the Dead or Alive games too?
He might have. I mean, they've been working on this for years. I mean, I think
Jesus.
close to a decade, but I don't know because I mean, it's originally supposed to be like a PS3 360 game, and like for some reason Nintendo decided to save it, and I don't know why, because it's not a quality product by any means. So I don't know why Nintendo would want to put their stamp on it, but
Ninja Gaiden 2 was a pretty big deal when it came out, but so I don't know if they were just going off of that, even though that was so long ago.
I mean, I guess they were just wanting an exclusive M-rated game. Because besides Bayonetta 2, I don't even know if they have any. But I don't know. It's just
Blades T for T, right? Yeah, I think so.
this is so standard, and like it was kind of fun in a dumb way. And then I got to this boss, and like I wanted to snap my controller in half. Because, like, the whole game was so easy up until this boss, which has to be one of the last ones. And, like, I had to turn it down to the easiest difficulty, and I still couldn't beat her. It's just like all her moves were magnetized to me. It seemed like, and you could only punch her. And in a game where you have swords, sledgehammers, guns, you can only punch her. Only punch her with your fist, and anytime you walk by a weapon, there may be an option to shut this off, but if you walk by a weapon, you automatically pick it up. So I'm trying to run from her, picking up weapons that I don't want, because you can't use your fist if you're holding a weapon. So I'm trying to throw the weapon away, and I'm getting murdered. I just rage quit finally. I'm like, I got other shit I could be playing. This is stupid.
It's like 10 hours long. Do you feel like you got to about 10 hours into that game?
I was shorter than that.
I thought it was only like 6 hours, but
Yeah.
How long to beat.com it says 10, but it could be
Is that
wrong.
completionist? Or
No, completionist was 20.
wow.
I don't
On
know.
that.
I feel like I was almost at the end, and I don't know. I may go back to it one day, but I probably won't.
You don't want to see that conclusion?
I don't The story was so terrible. And like your character is the ugliest character model I think I've ever seen in a game. It's just like looks like Vin Diesel with a bunch of horrible tattoos. And
He looks like he's got Albert tattoos, like how Albert came out and had all those fucking weird Japanese tattoos.
yeah, and he's
all
wearing like leather pants or something. I don't know. It's
Oh,
bad. He's
Like was he wearing leather pants in prison?
of course beat his way out of prison. Yeah, I don't know. You guys will have to try it sometime.
I will never do that. I will watch. I will watch a Let's Play of that game before I ever play that. Probably.
You can collect chickens in Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Speaking of Rise of the Tomb Raider, that game is really awesome, and I
Isn't
kind of
it?
wish I would have finished it by this Game of the Year business.
Yeah.
I just made it to that dude named Jacob. I made it to his town. If that means anything to you.
Yeah.
I think I'm only like a third of the way through at the most. I don't know.
Wait, have you talked to a girl yet, or just Jacob?
Well, some girl who was his daughter.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil that for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that story isn't doing a whole lot for me anyway, but that game is super fun, and it looks really good. I don't know. It just clicks for me for some reason. And the tombs are nice. There's a lot of them. I like exploring them.
That might end up being on a list later. I'm sure between you guys and between maybe myself, that'll probably be somewhere on a list. I assume.
Perhaps.
Perhaps for somebody. Ryan.
Maybe. Depends on if we're doing 5 or 10. I'd have to look.
But anyway, so Rise of the Tomb Raider, like that, I'm just upset that I have to wait a year to play that game because
You don't have to
wait
Ryan,
a year. I'm not going to get a goddamn Xbox. I'm not gonna end this podcast by
It's
telling you.
going out on PC pretty soon too.
I don't have a PC either. I got a MacBook. I'm not going to end this podcast by telling you that I got an Xbox One and then end the show. Like
You're going to have an Ouya, I know.
You got an Xbox One with Halo 5, Guardians. Yeah.
I picked up just the Kinect is all I did. I picked up
All you need.
Right? It works the same, I think. I should be fine. It's all right. It should be okay. But, I mean, I know that a lot of people, and I think, Ryan, you felt the same way, that it felt very much like the first game, but for me, that's okay. Ralph, is that kind of how you feel about it? It might feel like the first game, but it's not a big deal?
I mean, it feels just like the first game to me, except, well, it's more open world, but still not really that open world.
Yeah, I couldn't tell a difference. Like, I don't know what they added new.
Yeah,
Sure,
I mean,
they-
there's some more tombs.
They probably just tweaked the gameplay some to make it feel a little smoother and better. But I mean, they probably added some new stuff. I just couldn't tell what it was.
Well, like
Would you guys want to see an open world Tomb Raider game, though?
I don't really care at this point.
Yeah,
This is fine
I
with
would-
me.
I don't think I'd want to see one.
I mean, I don't remember this happened in the first one, but I know I came across some place where they were selling items.
Yeah, that was different. That happens like in one spot.
Yeah, which was kind of cool. I don't know.
There's a bunch of different costumes too, and that wasn't really in the first one either. All the different costumes.
Yeah, because some of them give you bonuses or something.
At some point, like they all just like have the same bonus, but so like it doesn't really matter so much swapping between costumes. But there's a few that have like unique ones.
Yeah, because I got like a tank top thing going, and I keep running around in the snow, so it's
Just wearing the tank top.
killing the realism. Not really.
Your fantasies are going by the wayside.
Yeah. That's life.
Maybe by her backside. Either way.
Did she find any cold wood in the snow, like Leonardo DiCaprio, or no?
I mean, I don't know that she's playing that deep in the snow. She's not getting buried alive, I don't think, is she?
Not yet. But speaking of live,
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Live, because Target had something going on where I managed to get it with 2 guitars for $48. So,
Fucking shit.
One
like-
guitar for each hand. There you go.
yeah, well, I've been playing with my girlfriend. The game's a little. I mean, it's harder because the buttons are different.
Did your dad try it out at all? Or no?
Nah, he hasn't been to my house since I got it, but it's cool. I just wish there were more songs I could play all the time. Maybe I just haven't got far enough. Because, you know, like, you can only play some of them on the Guitar Hero TV bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so there are like you can play anything from the on tour or the whatever the regular Guitar Hero mode. You can play those at any time, and then
Yeah.
within TV, you can play every song that's in TV anytime you want, as long as you have play tokens.
Yeah,
Or you
that's
just sit
dumb.
there and play the TV mode, which is still pretty cool. But I mean, you get if you beat the live mode and then just play the TV mode for a while and just rack up the coins, you'll have enough play tokens to do whatever you want.
Oh,
Did
nice.
you piss off your band or the crowd?
And
Not
they've
yet.
done they've done something, or they've done it a couple times where they've had free play weekends where you can just play unlimited of the TV songs, which is kind of awesome.
Oh,
So-
nice. Yeah, it kicked me off. Well, I got it on Wii U, which may have been a mistake. But it kicked me off TV a few times. So apparently my internet was just sucking that night, but that was getting annoying.
Yeah.
But,
What happens when it kicks you off? You just lose everything, or does it save anything?
I don't really know if it's saved or not. I don't think I was paying attention. But that's all I got, I think. What I've been playing.
Well, hold on.
I have literally.
I gotta ask, did you actually get your dad that Duck Dynasty game?
I did. As a joke.
What did he say when you gave it to him?
He laughed and he said it's pretty terrible.
So he's actually tried it.
Yeah, he's been playing the shit out of that Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing game, which was free with Xbox Live Gold, because apparently he has that.
Xbox Live Gold is like $1 now for like a month. I have 8 days to decide if I'm gonna take advantage of it.
What the hell?
I need
It's just
PlayStation Plus to go on
harder.
sale because I only have it for another month, so I don't want to have to pay $50 for it. But I think I'm probably gonna have to. I've been looking for sales, but I haven't found any yet. So if you see one,
You can pay like $351 and get an Xbox One and Xbox Live Gold.
what the fuck would I do that for? Why would I ever do that? That's the dumbest suggestion you've ever had.
It's not
You
bad.
got some pretty dumb ones. No, that's a terrible suggestion. Oh, God. Oh, man. The only thing I've been playing this week is Tales from the Borderlands. I said I picked that up last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point. And I'm through episode 4. I've only got the last episode to finish, and it's not bad. I'm weird enough that I like the idea of a storyline within Borderlands, and this gives you that. So you get to see some of the characters that you've seen in, Borderlands 1, pre-sequel, and 2. So that's awesome, and then you get to have, like I said, some semblance of a storyline, which is key for me. So,
Who do you pick? Like,
the
do you pick a character, or do you just start off as somebody?
no, you play as these two new characters. You play as this guy Reese and this other girl Fiona, who are at this point working together to get this vault opened. And you're dealing with Handsome Jack in the process, who has been brought back to not life necessarily. He's just living inside of one of your characters' heads. The big reveal that I'll spoil here for you at the end of this episode
Sounds
4.
like Batman.
At Arkham Knight, yeah. At the end of episode 4, Handsome Jack takes control of your body and uploads his cognizance into the Hyperion Moon's mainframe. So now he's like inside of everything, like a HAL 9000 kind of thing. So he's just like anywhere, everywhere, living embodiment of an AI character. So it's like that's how it ends. Is like I'm not in your head. I'm everywhere because I'm Handsome fucking Jack. And then it ends, and you're like, All right, let's see how this is going to wrap up because, I mean, now at this point you have to take down, I would assume, the Hyperion Moon. Like, I guess you're going to have to just blow that whole fucking thing up would be my guess.
Is there any actual shooting in there? Or
No, not at all. Well, I mean, there are, but it's shooting from a Telltale series. Like, you move the right stick over and hit R2. Like, it's not huge. But Scooter dies, which is kind of cool. Scooter from Catch a Ride, the guy that runs the garages, he
what
dies
about
in space.
his girlfriend? Did she die?
I mean, which girlfriend?
That big large lady. Yeah.
No, not at all. But like it's just cool to see some of the
sister.
I don't remember. I thought they were brother and
Maybe
sister.
still be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's true. He's a little weird guy. That's right. He gets real creepy, and like at one point they're doing this slow montage where your character is looking at this chick, and then the other character you play as like leans in really creepily, like, "What are you looking at?" And then Scooter leans in and looks at her like, "Ah." It's just the humor in it is very Borderlands humor. So if you enjoy that, which I do, it's a good time. So it's very much worth the $7.50 I paid for it so far.
Is Tiny Tina in it?
I don't know that it would end up. No Tiny Tina, not yet. She might be there in episode 5, I guess. I don't know. But yep.
Oh, what about Torg?
That. No Torg either. No Mr. Torg.
He was the best.
He was so good in the pre-sequel and in 2. He's so good. Oh fuck, he makes me laugh just thinking about him. Just blowing shit up, man. But no, you see like Mordecai and Lilith, Athena. Brick is there. So
what about Roland, even though he dies?
No Roland, no holograms, no Roland. They don't see you Roland or Hayton patrolling, trying to catch you riding. Anyway, that's all I've been playing though. So let's move past all of that. I have no news this week. So let's talk about Game of the Year, right? Let's talk about our favorite games of the calendar year of 2015. Is that okay? Does that sound good to you guys?
I must say, this was a weak year for me, personally.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and look, which I don't know if I have it still. Let me just take a look here really quick. Go ahead and speak words.
My bottom of the list kind of feels kind of weak, but
most of my list feels weak. like 2/3 of it feels weak.
But yeah, and then there's a few games that I wanted to play but didn't get finished. Like everybody's gone to the Rapture.
Oh, that's a category. Let's do this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really didn't want to finish that game though.
The bottom of my list isn't the best thing in the world, but it's a serviceable list. But let's start at the bottom, shall we? Let's start at game that you didn't get to finish or didn't get to play, since you kind of talked about that just a second ago, Ryan. Why don't you tell us what? And I separated this into 2 categories. I had games that I didn't play at all, and then games that I didn't finish.
Oh, so 2? You have 2 categories?
I did, but then you don't have to do that. I'm just.
Oh, well, for me the obvious one is Bloodborne. I should have finished that one back in February when that came out?
March, yeah.
March. Okay, yeah, it was probably March. Yeah, I should have finished it back then. Never got around to it. That even more so than Xenoblade. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish Xenoblade if I can get something to charge my Wii U gamepad. Otherwise, that will never get finished. But yeah, for me, it was definitely Bloodborne.
Ralph?
I'll step in and say, well, the ones I didn't get to finish, obviously Rise of Tomb Raider and Xenoblade. But I kind of want to play Just Cause 3, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I was feeling the same, but I was going to wait for it to be cheaper.
Yeah, I nearly bought it the other day, but I'm like, no, I gotta wait. Because I have no reason to buy it because I'm not going to play it yet.
Cheapest I've seen it is like $44, and I was kind of hoping more like $20, $25.
Yeah, that's about what I'm thinking, but I think that's it for me.
For me, I have for games that I didn't finish, I have the Final Fantasy Remaster. 10-10-2. I started it and did not go back to it at all. And then games I didn't play, I've got 3, 2 of which are not my fault, and I don't want to hear about it. I'm not getting one. That's Tomb Raider.
Halo 5.
And
Lord of the Shadow 2.
Ori and the Blind Forest. And then the other game that I have is Her Story, which I heard a ton about. I didn't pick it up on the iPad. I thought about it. It's $5. It's not expensive. It just seems like a pretty spiffy, game and a cool idea. Very innovative. So I kind of wish I would have played that. But Ori and the Blind Forest, I mean, you guys both loved it. And Tomb Raider, you guys both sound like you liked it at least. So that's what I've got for a game that I didn't play or finish.
I heard there's rumors of a definitive edition of Ori coming out early next year, but that's probably a myth. But who knows?
Wait, did Microsoft publish it, though?
It may have been it may just have like a timed exclusivity. I'm not really certain of that, though. I mean, that's probably just a myth, but I read.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be DLC for it, but that DLC has not come out yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll hear news about that soon.
Yeah, I really want to play it, so we'll see what happens. Because I bet you the only way I'm going to be able to play it is through PC. But that's just the way it goes sometimes, right?
Well, get
Right.
that Xbox.
Fuck you! Not getting the goddamn Xbox.
Get a refurbished one.
The only thing that I have refurbished is my dick. Let's go with Ryan wanted to talk about favorite new character. I don't have a new character, but I'm interested to see who Ryan's new character is.
Oh, you should already know this, though.
I might as soon as you say something, but I don't right now.
I feel like mine's the same one.
Yeah, it's Dinky D and Mad Max.
Of course.
Who?
He has an excellent scene towards the end.
I'd be afraid to spoil it, but like for most of the game,
You don't have to, because I do have this game. I haven't played it yet though.
Well, yeah, for most of the game you hate him, and then towards the end of the game, yes, it's pretty much like a redemption story.
You'd do anything for him.
Yeah.
Or to him. And it's a dog, by the way.
Well, maybe
Whoa.
not to Mad Max.
No, it's a friend to Mad Max.
Yeah.
And a companion.
Oh my
Perhaps
god.
a lover.
Well, wait. Now I want to play this
No
game.
bestiality. No bestiality.
It's just reality.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no new characters that I can think of. I mean, I could say the Arkham Knight, but that's not a new character, and no one cares. I haven't played enough stuff to go. I mean, this guy seems cool. He should be in more stuff. No, not this year. There hasn't been enough. Maybe her from Her Story. I don't know. One of the cars from Rocket League.
What about wow, I can't think of his name.
You should have played Need for Speed. You'd have all kinds of new characters.
That's true. What about Shane Ray? There you go. I forgot.
Who the
He
fuck
made
is
his
Shane
debut
Ray?
in Madden 16.
No. What?
Does he
No,
even
not-
play? I don't even know.
My favorite new character is Brock Lobster. All right, moving on. Let's go with.
Brady Quinn said that he looks like the character from Twilight.
He does. Yep, he does look like. Why are you listening to Brady Quinn? What?
On my way coming back from Iowa to Missouri, sometimes I'll listen to the Fox Sports radio channel. I think Brady Quinn's on there.
Oh,
He's
that's a bad
excellent
idea.
at everything.
That's a bad idea. Let's talk about best game that you finished or played this year from another year. I don't know what the game I finished, but Ryan, why don't you start us off?
It'd probably be Resident Evil. Yeah, I'd say Resident Evil.
All right, that's a good one.
I got a couple, I guess. Finished Bayonetta 2 this year. I liked it a lot, and I didn't finish Super Meat Boy. That game's pretty awesome to me.
It's hard. The game is really hard.
It's super hard. You guys should both be able to guess what my game from another year would be because it was one of the first games. I think it was the first game I beat this year.
Halo 3.
No. Ralph, do you remember? Do you remember what it is?
No.
Saints Row 4.
Oh.
Uh,
What about
Almost
Get Out of
finished.
Hell? That's this
I didn't
year.
finish Get Out of Hell. I didn't finish
No
Get Out of Hell.
wonder. That's
I almost finished Saints Row 2. I should go back and do that.
What?
That's a
That's
mistake.
not the same. Yeah.
It's not that bad. You can like cover people's houses and shit.
That sounds bad. Yeah, no. Saints Row 4 for me. I really enjoyed that game. Back when it came out. But yeah, no, I definitely didn't finish Cat Out of Hell. I think I played it for maybe 30 minutes and stopped playing.
It wasn't nearly as fun, I didn't think.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not. All right, let's move on to. We're going to get into the thick of things. Let's go. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Let's go with most disappointing game of 2015. Ryan?
Well, hold on. Like the obvious one for me is probably everybody's gone to the Rapture, but as far as like games that I was looking forward to, thinking they might be good, it would be because I was kind of thinking everybody's gone to the Rapture was not going to be good. It'd be Resident Evil Revelations 2. That game's kind of a bummer. It was way too much little girl pointing at shit and
Yeah.
not enough actually playing a game that was scary. So
I agree.
never mind.
I didn't finish it, though, of course.
Well, and then another thing about it too is it's supposed to be a co-op game, and the co-op partner is one that mostly all they can do is point at shit. So how's that fun?
Whenever I had it, I was actually playing some of it local co-op, and the dude I was playing it with was getting really pissed because it was just that girl pointing at things. He's like, switch controllers with me.
Was he not? Were you not picking up the shit he was pointing at?
I was, but man, it was not fun. My most disappointing will maybe sadden Derek, but Splatoon is my most disappointing.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does kind of sad me a little bit. Especially, you are the Nintendo mark of this podcast, and you didn't like Splatoon all that much, huh?
I don't like it.
I don't think you hated it, right? You didn't hate it.
No, I mean it's fine. It's just, and like I listened to podcasts where people talk about how easy it was to level up, and people level up so quick, and like I thought it was a super drag trying to level up, and I'm like, this is so fucking slow. And I don't know.
We got spraying your paint everywhere.
I mean, I was, but it's just dumb. I don't know. I've been meaning to go back to it since they update it all the time.
Yeah, they just released some new maps for Christmas too. I told the Coconut about it today, just to tell her to give it another whirl.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna finish the campaign if it's actually a campaign, but I didn't think it was very fun. I don't know.
It's tough. Like the campaign can be tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like
My most
hanging
disappointing.
tough, like New Kids on the Block, or no?
Damn right.
My most disappointing game of the year also lands on my top 10 list, so take that for what it's worth. I was pretty disappointed with the way that Batman Arkham Knight turned out. Being a super Batman nerd, and I was way fucking hyped for this game, and they hyped the game pretty hard too. But I just kind of thought that it fell flat. The Batmobile aspects aside, they thought, hey, completely new story, even though they didn't have Paul Dini, who wrote the first two, wrote the Batman animated series. Completely new story. The Arkham Knight is not somebody that you know who it is. Like, it's not the Jason Todd story, we promise you. Like, blah, blah, blah. And guess what happened? It was a fucking Jason Todd story. It was the same goddamn thing that everyone expected it to be. Like, there was nothing new about it. There was some cool gameplay mechanics, but the side missions felt like a drag. They got rid of a lot of the cool, I thought, side characters with not having Mr. Freeze, no Killer Croc, no Ra's al Ghul. Those are big things to me. I thought that was a big issue that they could have, maybe fixed by having those in the game and not saving them for DLC, because now you have Killer Croc and Ra's al Ghul and Mr. Freeze all coming out in DLC. To me, it's dumb. I don't think that is a good...
Are they done with the DLC? I've heard that all the DLC's been kind of bad too.
Yeah, the new DLC, the latest DLC just came out, and it is now done, I believe. I think they're going to release like some challenge maps and shit like that, but I think as far as like story-wise, it's done. So it's not a bad game. I was just when we're talking about disappointment from someone that's a Batman fan, and then you're telling me that you didn't bring back Paul Dini, and you're still going to tell me a new story, you didn't. You didn't tell me anything new. You know, it's a story that I've already seen retold in a different way, and that wasn't, you know, it's a Jason Todd story. Everyone fucking knew it was a Jason Todd story before it showed up, and you know, it happened. So that is what it is. But that is my most disappointing game of 2015. All right, let's move on to let's move on to worst game. Let's go to worst game of 2015. Now this was tough for me because I don't feel like even what I picked was necessarily the worst game. Like I didn't have like a Ride to Hell style game to pick on that I played.
Whoa! Wrong category.
I didn't have a game to pick on. I'm sorry. Did you think Ride to Hell was supposed to be the Song of a Lifetime? Is that what Ride to Hell is?
Oh yeah.
So,
is there any original music in that?
I mean, everything about it's original.
Clothed Sex. Just the sweet tunes of Clothed Sex, yeah.
Quality is original.
Yeah, the jeans were original.
Yeah.
The jean jackets were too. So let's go with worst game. Ryan, why don't you tell me what your worst game of 2015 was?
Well, I didn't finish it, but Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. That game is by far the worst game.
I don't think it was that bad.
It was fucking terrible. Like, you can barely even move in that game. Like, I'm okay with a walking. I'm okay with a walking simulator because I played Dear Esther. I played Gone Home. But this, like, you can barely even move. Like, the most you can interact with stuff is like you could ride on some rides, open some doors.
Did you ride on a couple rides? Do you have a couple of beers?
Game doesn't know how phones work, so.
Yeah, I mean you can sprint right to the end of that game without doing anything. That's how much of a game that is.
I mean, it looked pretty. I'll probably finish it at some point so I can delete it, and then. But I just thought it was terrible. Like I didn't get the point of that game. I know they're trying to be like really artistic and tell a moving story, but it just seemed kind of dumb and kind of lame.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like for me, the game was cool because I hadn't played any of the walking sims before, and I thought that the art direction was kind of cool. I didn't like the gameplay necessarily because, yeah, the idea of not being able to, locking someone's speed wasn't great. But I thought the level design or the creation of the world was cool and it was well realized. Like I said, to me it felt like a Myst style game. Not Myst, but Myst from the old computer days.
But you're not even solving puzzles.
Right, but the eerie feelings that you get walking through this empty fucking town, like that's where I had a little bit more fun with it, I guess, than maybe you did.
I walked backwards for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, the trophies were fucking simple as shit in that game, of course. You stand in one spot for like a minute, and you're like, oh, here's a trophy, because what else are you going to do in this game other than fucking stand here and not hit pause?
Dude, it's longer than a minute. I did that one, too. I was reading a book waiting for that trophy to pop.
You read up one? Did you read the Hunger Games? Those are pretty short books.
I was reading Jurassic Park.
That's a long book.
I finished that, by the way. That's not on the list, though.
No. I didn't figure. Ralph, why don't you tell me what your most worst game of the year is?
I had a close second, but my worst game is Chibi Robo Ziplash on the Nintendo 3DS. Because, I mean, that game is just, it's just a platformer or whatever, which I never played any of the other Chibi Robo games, so I don't think they're anything like this. But at the end of the level, you don't necessarily go to the next level. You, like, spin this wheel, and wherever
Oh, I remember you talking about this. This is where you go.
Yeah, wherever it lands is where you go, which isn't necessarily, which could be the same level again.
So are you a robot?
Yeah, you're a robot with like a...
What if that robot had double Ds?
I mean, he probably takes double Ds to get going. Sometimes I do, but yeah, like if it wasn't for that, like the game wouldn't be that bad. But I just think it's such a piss poor design decision, just trying to like milk some life out of the game. It must have been really short, and they're like, well, let's just make it where they replay all the levels a bunch of times.
Every level?
which is not fun at all.
Do you even get anything from the levels that
Not
you
at
would
all.
want to replay them?
I mean, there were some collectibles, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really need collectibles in every game, so yeah. I mean, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival was a close second, but at least I had some fun with it.
I kind of thought that you'd be putting this on a list somewhere based on your girlfriend's comment about how it was all you did was would you get earned turnips or some shit like that, and then you like
Yeah.
like, oh, this
There
game's
was
gonna be real
some
fun.
like happy points too or something, right?
Yeah, there's happy and sad, and I don't know. It wasn't well thought out, and I saw like you can get it on Amazon right now, like the bundle with the Amiibo, the 2 Amiibo for like $30. I'm like, that's a good price.
I was gonna say, is that worth it? I might buy that.
I mean, if you got people to play with, but the problem is each player has to have an Amiibo.
I mean, I have 3 unopened amiibos, so I mean that's fine, and I get
Well, I mean,
2 and I get this, right?
They all have to be Animal Crossing ones.
Oh well, that's fine. It's just probably me and the Coco.
Okay, well, I mean that's plausible then, but you have to play 4 players.
Oh yeah, I don't
So
want to do that.
you'd have to wait on 2 computer guys all the time.
That's dumb.
Or you could be like me and own 4 Animal Crossing Amiibo, and
But one of them's Tom Nook, right?
well, hell yeah, it's Tom Nook.
And
Well,
KK Slider.
Well, you mean it comes in the bundle?
No, this
No.
says Digby and some other. Is that I don't Isabel maybe? Yeah, Isabel.
Yeah, you have to buy KK Slider, Tom Nook separate. Lottie,
Yeah, I mean, I want a Cap'n. Have they said that they're gonna have a Cap'n amiibo yet?
there's gonna be one, but there's no date announced. Same with that
Oh, I got it.
owl who runs the museum or whatever.
They're just
Oh,
going to give it out Tom Nook for free.
Hell,
I want
I got Tom Nook.
I want a Cap'n. I want a Cap'n amiibo. I bought an 8-bit Mario amiibo the other day.
I
for
almost
$13.
did. Yeah.
I said fuck it, why not? I want the old school looking one, but I was like, I'll settle for this for now. That's fine.
They have it. Well, that one's Walmart exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, the different colored one.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty common.
Yeah.
At Walmart.
That's why I was like, I'm not gonna jump at the price, but I was walking around Best Buy the day after Christmas looking at shit and was like, well, fine, I'll buy this because like why not? And it looks cool, and I'm just gonna put it up with my Yoshi Woolly amiibo that I didn't open and my Meta Knight amiibo because fucking Meta Knight is awesome.
Hell yeah, I still got that.
Speaking of, let me tell you my worst game of the year, and then we gotta stall really quick while I go get 2 things. But my worst game of the year, and maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. That's the whole point of this podcast. Is The Order 1886. And
Did you play it?
I played it for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have that statue
Yeah.
like I do.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And my whole point of this is you have a developer that should be able to make a pretty sound game. You have a new console at this point. I mean, the PlayStation 4 at that point was what, 4 months old, 5 months old?
Oh, that was their first game for it, though.
Yeah, the first big marquee release, and it looked spectacular. It showed the performances in cutscene form of what that system could do, but the fucking game is you literally going in one fucking direction, and I don't mean the band, which has maybe the best song of all time, a song of a lifetime that we'll get to later.
Yeah, I remember that on the 1980 track. Or
You
86.
you go one spot all the time, and even the story is something that I'm like, this could be great. This could be one of the best games of this year, but you give it limited playability. I definitely don't want to replay it because I have to replay the entire fucking game. I can't skip the cutscenes.
Yeah, you can't skip the cutscenes.
What did we come up with, Ryan? I mean, we guesstimated that game's maybe 3 to 4 hours long minus the cutscenes.
I don't know. It might be less than that.
Yeah, it's so fucking, and I don't mind a short game, but for $60, absolutely not. They had it at GameStop, and I meant to go buy it the other day for $10 because I'm like, that's a worthy price. I would buy that for $10 brand new. You know,
The
fuck
collector's edition for 20.
I would replay that game for $10 because it is worth it, and the story could be, it could be something great. So for me, the worst game this year is the fallacy that is The Order 1886. That is not a game, and it definitely wasn't a fucking $60 game. That was shit. Shit, I'll tell you. Shit. All right, yeah. Before we get to most surprising game and our top 10, I'm going to take a really quick break. So feel free to talk about taking whatever nonstop penises.
I'm gonna take in a leak real quick.
All right, let's take a quick break really quick. I'm just going to mute the mics and the cameras, and we'll be right back.
All right. Hello? You are muted, I think.
Not anymore.
Oh, damn. Mutiny. Non-stop mutiny. What was
Broncos
the Liam Neeson movie of the year?
Was he in a movie this year?
He was in most movies this year, I'm afraid. Oh, damn.
Seen Star Wars
He,
as Obi-Wan.
I think so. I think that's what he does.
He's only 63 years old. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, and welcome back
That's a nice hat.
to the Level Up Show podcast. I'm your host, Construction Worker X for Super Mario Maker. This is my Mario Maker hard hat that you can see was put together by a Nintendo of America employee, which is why the hand was kind of cockeyed.
Ted 2 was his last movie for 2015.
So this is your Christmas right here. This little thing.
It's a nice thing.
I'll put it on your head right here.
Is that a construction hat?
Thank you.
Now you're wearing it. Yep, it looks good on you. But
Thank you.
It works. Absolutely.
That
You wear
feels
it better
good.
than I do. With the smooth head, it fits better. It is officially licensed by Nintendo of America right there.
We're officially warned.
It is. It has been. You have been warned that this is an official licensed product of Nintendo of America. But that is. I got two hats. I got one for me.
What is that hat supposed to be from?
That's Super Mario Maker hat.
Okay.
That's the construction hat that Mario wears on the front of the game.
I don't think that's going to protect you from shit. We could throw a brick at you and find out.
Listen, it's pretty flimsy, so I don't think it's going to protect anything. But yours upstairs, very protected. Just awaiting your arrival because this thing just isn't gonna. It doesn't ship very well.
Yeah.
Is
there a Luigi one, or is he not making?
I wish there was.
no Luigi Maker. Nope.
Nope. That's next, or Donkey Kong Maker, like we talked about. That would be great.
High five.
High five.
Donkey Kong's making something.
Best high five of the year.
Bananas.
Yep. Fist bump of the year. Fist bump of the year.
Making whiskey in all those barrels he's throwing. Boom.
And then do the dance so we can get this over with. So you can leave.
Oh, Frozen is not in this year anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago. What's going on?
So I was looking at old episodes of the Level Up Show podcast on YouTube the other day, and the first video podcast we ever did was like episode 30 something, and in fact you were doing the high fives,
30 of The Force
bumps,
Awakens.
the fist bumps, the high fives, and the dance still at that point. So this has been going for a long time that we've been doing.
She'll never
the same
forget.
thing.
Yeah, never forget it.
Accustomed to it, just like 9/11 at this point. What was the face about?
Just doing face stuff now. I don't.
I can't face.
Or face off. Can you face off? No.
I saw Goodwill had Face Off on DVD and I almost bought it. I did.
All right, let's jump back.
It would have been VHS though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Jump back into our game list, shall we? Let's go to our most surprising game of the year. This our Lord 2015.
2015 most surprising game.
This is an easy one. This is a layup.
Is it? Maybe Until Dawn? I don't know.
That's a good
Surprised
one.
that it wasn't garbage.
I didn't think it was going to be garbage in general. I mean, that's.
It had very high potential to be garbage.
Why? Why is that? Why do you say
Because
that?
it was like a slasher type. It was shown as like a slasher type teen movie type thing, which it's not really a slasher at all. And I don't know, cheesy horror movie that could go really bad if they do a lot of terrible jokes and the jokes suck. So I don't know.
Super good graphics, and that's a big thing for me. And a decent enough scary movie plot to make it worthwhile to play.
And the studio making it really hadn't made a good game ever, so.
They hadn't made that many games in general.
Yeah, and the ones that did make weren't so hot.
Right.
So.
What else did they make?
I think they did a lot of Move stuff. A lot of PlayStation Move stuff.
Supermassive or no?
Massive, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
She's leaving.
Oh,
She's leaving.
goodbye. See you next year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Old Lang Syne.
What?
Come again?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
They did Walking with Dinosaurs, Little Big Planet, Vita, Doctor Who.
These are all good. Is that a game? Oh, that is a game.
Killzone HD. Killzone HD, I don't remember that.
No one.
No one does.
Yeah.
I like Start the Party, Save the World. That sounds like a good game. I can play that.
It does sound pretty good.
Sounds like awesome.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I want you to go. Tell me what your most surprising game of 2015 was.
I actually had a few options, but I'll say that Ziggurat was my most surprising, which I played on Xbox One.
Was that the Rogue Legacy style game?
Yeah, but it's first person.
Right, yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was looking for something to download one day, and it was on sale, and I was watching some videos of it. I'm like, this looks all right. And that's like a lot of fun. I don't know. It's hard, but I made it all the way through it once. So I don't know what else to say about it, but I was surprised it was good. I'm not sure why I bought it, but I'm glad I did. The
I'd
end.
like to be able to play that game. I just haven't seen it go cheap on PlayStation, so I haven't decided to pick it up at all.
I don't remember how much I paid for it. I want to say like $5, but I don't know.
Yeah, five bucks sounds about the right price. I think it's a little bit more than that,
Yeah, probably.
but that's just kind of how a life game. Let me see if I can tell you the price of it right now.
40. Jacked it up.
It doesn't tell me. It just says buy, and I don't want to click buy and then have it actually buy it.
Just click it like 10 times.
I mean, last time it's $15, little man. $15. I don't want to
That's
pay
too
that.
much.
That's way too much. That's how much. No, 20 was Gone to the Rapture, and I got that for free. So I don't like to pay for my games. My most surprised game of the year is Rocket League. I'm surprised that at least one of you didn't have that on there. Rocket League came out of goddamn nowhere. It was a PlayStation Plus game. Back in, was it April or August?
Maybe I think it was sometime in the summer or later.
I still had a PS4, so.
It was July. I'm sorry. It was July, so it was before August. But that popped out, and I was not excited for that at all. I thought that sounded super dumb. And son of a bitch, if that wasn't one of the games I probably put the most hours into, next to The Witcher or any of those long RPG style games. I loved that game. I still love that game. I played the hockey inspired mechanic that they released for the holiday season. And that's pretty cool to play it as, without a bouncing ball, just straight on puck action. It's pretty fun. So the DLC it had for it, just the overall, I had fun. I had a lot of fun with Rocket League, and I put a lot of time into that game. So that was a surprise sleeper hit for me. And that is what I would give to my most surprised game of the year. That game has also made a shit ton of money for them, so I'm happy about that. So,
yeah, well, I probably should have said that game.
yep. Made over $50 million is what it's made.
Nice.
$50 million. So it's good. It's good for them. Hopefully that means much more DLC, because I don't know that you need to continue to release a new game of that style. You could just continue to update it like they have been, and that's a pretty good marketing scheme, So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I think that's going to take us to the list. The top 10 games of 2015. Are we sure that we want to do 10? I'm good with 10. I just want to make sure everyone else is solid with 10 before we jump in.
That's
I have
fine.
10.
All right, I've got 10 also. So, Ryan, why don't you start us out with your number 10 of 2015?
All right, my number 10 is Batman: Arkham Knight.
Wow.
I did not care much for the story at all, but it was a fun game to play, so it still wound up on the list. And yeah, I thought it had like some of the weakest characters out of all the Arkham Knight or Arkham whatever games. So
just the Batman villains in general use some of the lesser fun ones, I suppose. And the side missions are fun with rescuing
Riddler shit too.
Yeah, a lot of Riddler stuff. Especially when you're that close to getting a platinum trophy, and then you have to spend the rest of the fucking time to do that. That's annoying.
Did you do all the Riddler stuff? I didn't do it anywhere. Yeah, I didn't even do half of it. I don't think.
No way. No way.
I did all of it in the first one, that Arkham Asylum.
I don't know that it's number 10 worthy, but I mean, definitely deserves to be in the top 10. So I agree with you there.
I got you another Warner Brothers joint.
Yeah, you do.
With Mortal Kombat X is my number 10.
That's a game I didn't play this year that I kind of wish that I would have. But then again, I remember how bad I am at fighting games. So.
Well, I'm not good either, but the story was. I mean, it's not that hard, and it's fun to play. I mean, there'll be like a complete edition or whatever at some point next year. I'm sure of it. So, I don't know. It was fun. I'd pick it up again for like $10 or $15 if it gets that way. Which I'm sure it will
at some point.
Did you put it on PS4 or did you put it on Xbox?
I put it on PS4, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 10 for myself, is Yoshi's Woolly World, as I've got that at number 10. Only because I played enough other games that it had to fall that low. I don't think that game is like it's not a 10. It's a great game. Really, embodied the, Yoshi style gameplay that I wanted. I wanted an old school Yoshi game, not any of this newer stuff. I think Ralph's touched on it a couple different times, how every other game but the original has been garbage. And I didn't think this was garbage. I had a lot of fun with this. The level design was cool. The yarn aspects were really fun. It was just cool to run through and have that Yoshi adventure style without Baby Mario crying the entire time.
Yes.
So I enjoyed that quite a bit. That was probably my favorite part about it. So number 10 on this year's top 10 list.
I didn't finish it, so it didn't make my list. I forgot to finish it, but I enjoyed that game a lot also.
They should have put that in their
Ryan?
advertising. Finish the fight. Maybe you would have been encouraged to do it.
Finish the Yoshi fight. Yeah.
Number 9, I have Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. That game was a lot of fun. It just took me a while to remember how to play that because it's definitely an old school type first-person shooter as far as like the health management goes.
Mm-hmm.
For the first couple times, I just like walked right into enemies just blasting me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not getting any of this health back." But well, that was after you had to get through the stealth parts at the beginning. But,
Yeah, I think my biggest thing with that game, and that was on my top 10 until I just started actually like putting in some work on it and figuring out where it was going to go where. So I got left off. But I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was a good addition to what the New Order brought. And the thing that I didn't enjoy the most was the stupid fucking stealthy, big machine bad guys you had to wait to turn around to run up behind, because it got annoying and convoluted at times where you would do it, the other one would see you, and you just have to sprint through almost entire sections of the game. At least that's what I did. I would just sprint entire sections of the game to run past these guys, because once you get to the end of it after trying to be stealthy, you find out that you could do it anyway, and you don't have to kill them for any specific purpose. And so I didn't bother looking for the collectibles. I just blew past a lot of those areas where you didn't have to kill those big stealthy style enemies. So I think that could have been improved, but otherwise, a really solid game.
yeah, it's kind of weird. Like it was almost like it's supposed to be just kind of like an expansion type thing, but it was almost just like a straight up sequel to the New Order.
And you didn't even have, it wasn't you have to have the disc to play this. It was standalone. You download it on your own, do what you want. Yeah. So it was what, 8 to 10 hours. Like it was very much a standalone game, So it was good, really awesome. Ralph?
Wait, did you have that as your number 9 too?
No.
Oh, okay, you're last. Yeah, that's right.
I got even though I didn't finish it, and even though I haven't played at least half of it, I still got Puzzle and Dragon Super Mario Brothers Edition as number 9 because I put in like almost 20 hours on it. That game is really fucking hard, at least for me, but I had a lot of fun with it. And like I would have probably never played it if it was just regular Puzzle and Dragons, but since there's like Mario stuff, I felt compelled to play it, and I had some fun with it. So there.
That was a game going back and looking at the list today. Was a game that I almost put on the wish I would have played section of this podcast, but it was just enough that I didn't feel torn that I didn't play it. I kind of lived vicariously through you, hearing how much you liked it, and that was enough for me. I didn't need to get too freaked out about not playing it. So, yeah, and Puzzle and Dragon Z seemed pretty cool. I wish maybe I'll play that when it gets cheap. It won't.
You can borrow mine.
Perhaps. Oh, sure. There you go. Maybe. Yeah. I'll give it back to you in 18 months like that Ninja Turtles movie. Number 9 for me is a game that I assume is on somebody else's list. Is Hotline Miami 2. It's just more of the same for me. I love that art style. The music was still pretty damn good this time. They tried to put more of an actual story that you could follow in this game, but I still couldn't follow the shit out of it. It's just a really fun idea of a game, and I love that. I loved it so much. And I was, we were anticipating that game last year. And so when it came out, I was a little disappointed it wasn't as good as 1, but I mean, you can't always live up to the originals. but still good enough for me to throw it on the top 10 list. So I've got Hotline Miami 2 at number 9.
All right. We're going to go to number 8.
Yep, I mean that's the number after 9.
I don't know if you wanted some more commentary on number 9.
I mean, you have commentary. That's the point of the show.
It'll come. It'll come.
I usually do.
Me at number 8, I had Rise of the Tomb Raider because that game was a lot of fun, but it was a little too much like the first one, which I actually hadn't played not that long ago. I can't remember what. It was like within the year I put that definitive edition, so that was still kind of fresh. So, but I don't know. The game looks great. It was a lot of fun. It didn't feel that special because it felt kind of like I was just playing more Tomb Raider, but it was still pretty good.
Well, my number 8, I got Hotline Miami 2.
Wrong number. I forgot the colon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way you did, basically, because that story didn't make a lick of sense to me. But,
did the first story make sense?
Well, no. But this one is, I don't know.
But they tried more of a story in this one.
Yeah, and had more characters you were playing as, and I don't know who any of them were.
Not a clue.
But, I mean, it's still fun to play, and the music was great, so, yeah.
How much cocaine was in it?
A lot.
A handful.
At least 2 handfuls, I would say.
Well, depends on
like
the hand.
A big gulp cup full? I don't know.
It's not a hand. That's like God hand.
That is a true statement. Number 8 on my list is a game that Ryan just talked about, and we've talked about it before, so I don't have a ton of things to say about it. Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight is my number 8.
You're going to say Rise of the Tomb Raider and tell us you bought an Xbox.
Oh, damn.
That's what I'm looking forward to in 2016 is buying an Xbone. No, Batman Arkham Knight, like I said, I've got my squabbles with the game, my issue with the game, but it was still a Batman game, and those Arkham series games are great. And it was just more of that, better looking. And Kevin Conroy is Batman, Mark Hamill is the Joker. You can't really go wrong with both of those in a video game. So that is what I would put at my number 8. Ryan, what do you got for 7?
Let's see. I think Ori and the Blind Forest is number 7. It's been a while since I played it, so I don't really remember all that went down in that game, but I remember being a lot of fun. The only thing that was kind of disappointing was that you couldn't just go run around after it was over. You had to start over again. So there's some extra stuff I wanted to do that I couldn't do.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. That was my biggest gripe with it.
But, yeah, it was pretty challenging at points, too. So it wasn't an easy game.
Yeah, I convinced my dad to pick it up.
You said he really liked it, though, right?
Yeah. I don't know where he is but
Oh,
seemed like it. No, we lost him.
You can say that sounds like a plot of a movie I once wrote.
You got sucked into Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, it's like Home Alone, but the opposite. Everybody's at home except him.
Everyone's going to release a 2015 version of what their characters are doing. Just everybody sitting around.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing better to do. So.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you got for your number 7?
I have Jamestown Plus.
That was also a game I had on my list, but did not chart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Well, Jamestown didn't come out this year, but Plus did, so whatever. I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and us playing at 4 players was a good time, even though it was harder than fuck.
Yeah, I kind of lost my person. It's hard to tell where I was on the screen.
Yeah.
I loved playing that game with you guys. That was absolutely maybe one of my highlights of 2015. That was super fun, just sitting around, just going ape shit on that game.
Yeah.
Because we were just fucking everywhere.
I've always liked games like that, like I mean, it's kind of like a
Bullet
shmup, but yeah. I mean I guess that one's a little. Yeah, it was more shmup like, but I don't know. Like I always loved the game Life Force on NES, and I mean
Right.
this is like an updated version of that. So except 4 players, which is sweet. Yeah.
What was the difference between the original Jamestown to the Jamestown Plus? Or was there much of a difference? Was it just graphically?
I don't really know because I think Jamestown was only on PC or something. So I mean I assume there was like maybe some. I know there's some DLC, but you had to buy that separately for Jamestown Plus. So I don't really
Yeah.
know. I don't really know. Should've done
I
some
got the
research.
Jamestown. I got the Jamestown Plus, whatever the collector's edition was with it, and it's nothing like that. The extra stuff is really not much of anything. So, but yeah, I really enjoy that game. So if you want something to play that is not a party style game, you have a lot of people over to play. That is something I would recommend because it is a fun game.
Yeah.
More fun than Mario Party 10.
Well, we'll see about that.
Oh God. God. Number 7 for me is Splatoon. That game, I really didn't think much of it. I thought that it would be kind of cool, check it out, play it, and trade it back in. It took this household by storm, and I don't mean me. The wife did not stop playing that game for like a month straight. She was very, very into that game a lot. It's probably her game of the year if I were to ask her. It was cool to see Nintendo put out a shooter, if you will. I know it's squid shooting paint, but it was cool. It was well done. The level design was okay. Graphics were Wii U graphics, so nothing huge there. But the fact that they continued to update it, I think that's something that you want to take, give a round of applause for Nintendo because they did that a lot this year, where they continued to support games after launch, which is something they haven't really done before. Or at least that I can return to memory. Ralph, you'd be the person to talk to, but they did that with Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and Splatoon, where they continue to put out, and now Mario Maker, different DLCs and updates for free, which they don't have to do, and I think that's a really cool of them to do that. So I've got Splatoon at number 7.
I don't think they're going to be doing it with Devil's Third.
Well,
Devil's Fourth.
They did it with Triforce Heroes also, apparently, and I don't think that's sold too hot. But it's a Zelda game, so whatever.
All right, number 6. Ryan, you're up.
All right, this one's probably Derek's number 1. I got Assassin's Creed Syndicate at number 6.
God, yeah. That's actually the surprise at the end of the show, is I've now, in the last 2 weeks, played and beat all the Assassin's Creed games.
Even though
also, I lost my job.
Because of the Assassin's Creed games, or is the losing job what caused the Assassin's Creed marathon?
Yeah.
Good response.
But I don't know. That game was a lot of fun. I thought playing as 2 different characters that were twins. So, and they got rid of the ship stuff, which was getting kind of old. So, I don't know. The time period was pretty cool too, being in the 1800s in London, well, the late 1800s in London. So, wasn't too bad. Not good enough to be top 5 though.
Where do you want the next Assassin's Creed to go? Into Michael Fassbender's mind?
The moon. No.
That'd be all right.
No, I saw what happened with Borderlands and the moon. I don't want
And
that.
Killer's Dead.
You don't want butt jumps in Assassin's Creed?
There's no multiplayer in Syndicate either, which is kind of nice. But no butt jumps in Assassin's Creed. Look at Assassin's Creed Space Station though.
Silicon Valley.
What if it's just Assassin's Creed Jobs is the colon, and it's like you said, it's just inside of Fassbender's mind, but he's in character as Steve Jobs.
Oh,
When is that movie supposed to come out? The Assassin's Creed one.
And they just start filming.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a shot of Fassbender wearing the outfit.
He might be a little too old. He's
I
almost
don't know.
40.
Apparently, he never played any of the games, and everyone was outraged. And like,
Doesn't surprise
I
me
was
at
like,
all.
exactly. Like,
The internet
why would that
will blow up
matter?
Fassbender's almost 40 years old, and looks like he's got other stuff to do.
December 21st of 2016.
Oh, wow. Christmas.
Comes out, yep, next Christmas. It'll get pushed to
Christmas with the
27th.
Creeds. Yeah, probably.
He's got weird tattoos on his eyes, like it just looks real dumb.
Speaking
It looks like he might be cosplaying as the Passion of the Christ, is maybe what he's looking like he's doing. I'm not really sure.
I
well,
don't think his back is scarred up enough for that.
Oh, God. Damn it.
speaking
Anyway.
of everything you just said and I've ever said, Need for Speed is my number 6.
Number 6? Wow.
Need for
Yeah.
Speed.
I don't believe you
Did
at
you go
all.
out and buy like a 6-pack of Monster after you played that?
Well, yeah. I was already drinking.
Bro.
I don't know. I mean, the game was fun. It was driving a car. I don't know. I like arcadey racing games. So,
And you found out you could have been driving the car less.
yeah. I don't know. The game got too hard for me, so I didn't actually finish it. But I still
Did
played
it,
like 15 hours or
I
more.
watched that quick look of it again. Does it actually got like a story at some point, or is it just a bunch of crazy dudes talking to you and making you do races?
I mean, there's kind of a story where you're trying to impress everyone. I don't know, when you impress Ken Block, the Gymkhana dude, and all these other people I've never heard of who do other car things.
Is your name Paul Walker?
I don't know
No, he's
what.
dead.
There's Magnus Walker, who is someone of importance in that world.
Wasn't Razor or Callahan supposed to be in this one? Or no?
I don't know if he is or not. There's someone named Eddie in there who I think's from one of the old ones. Maybe from Underground or something. But I don't know, it's fun. I just don't know why it was online only. I thought that was stupid. And I kind of wish it wasn't always nighttime. Because I had to turn the brightness all the way up. Because
It's always nighttime because that's what happens when you drink Monster. It just always looks like it's nighttime.
you black out. Yeah.
And
It enhances your night vision goggles, is what it does.
Yeah. Yep. So that's mine for that number.
For number 6 for me, I've got, and Ralph might be a little unhappy with this, I've got Super Mario Maker at number 6. I mean, I didn't play a ton of that game other than playing a couple different levels for people, and I've unlocked like one day's worth of stuff. I've only had one truck back up to my house. But the idea for me is enough, and that is a game that I think is going to get continued support for a long time until they figure out what they're going to do with the next one. I just love the idea of making a level and somebody being able to make it puzzle style, just a full-on side scroller with no stopping, sub levels. It's really cool, and I like the idea that you can have different art styles, whether it's Super Mario Bros. 3, World, or Wii U. I would love to see them do Super Mario Bros. 2, but I mean I doubt that's going to happen. The idea of what Mario Maker is great, and I hope that they continue to build on that because that can be a series for them and make them a lot of money if done right.
I saw they removed one of my levels the other day, and I'm not sure why.
What?
Like, I actually got a message, a notification. It was like, I don't remember which level it was, but it's like, it has been removed. No idea why. Like,
That's
no
dumb.
one
so do you have
has,
a copy of it somewhere that you could repost it, or is it gone forever?
it's probably in my, I mean, yeah, it's probably in my, whatever. It's not the online portion.
Just in your little area.
in the create area. But yeah, like, I don't know, it wasn't offensive, I don't think. Maybe the coin spelled something stupid. I don't remember, but that was
I
weird.
mean, I put Go Hawkeyes in one of mine just because it was funny, and
That's
I
offensive.
wondered if I got taken down. I mean, yeah, it might have. It's offensive to me.
Yeah.
Where'd you put it?
I know.
Did you
Trying to
misspell
offend
it?
myself. Nope, I spelled it right. Spelled it correctly. I didn't fuck it up. Should have put whatever the giant bomb shit they put in there is, police state and reduce fat.
Oh, I didn't see the reduced fat one. I saw that police state one though.
Really dumb. So yeah, that is my number 6. Ryan, what do you got for number 5?
I'm Until Dawn at number 5. I had a lot of fun with that game for a weekend. Turned out better than I thought because it was my most surprising game of the year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's on your list or not. I mean, you're already up there. Lose Derek, did we?
I don't know.
I think we lost Derek. He was like in mid-sentence.
Did you pre-order PlayStation VR so that you could play Rush of Blood?
Have they even like announced the price for PlayStation VR?
Not that I'm aware of.
So no, then I have not.
I think they only take Bitcoins for that anyway.
For VR?
Yeah, it's the most realistic currency.
Is that what Oculus Rift is doing too?
I'm afraid so.
No, I was planning on getting that, but they made it sound like the VR headset was going to cost like as much as the new console almost. So
probably
$300 range. So I don't know if I'm going to get it or not.
Were you saying something about Until Dawn, Derek? Because we lost you.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get the kids off of whatever they're using my bandwidth for. Until Dawn is also my number 5. I was trying to jump off and tell that it's the same number as I've got. Number 5 on Dawn. My thing with Until Dawn was I was anticipating it before they really pushed it. I just like the idea of a teenage horror thriller game. I didn't really see as much of a slasher game, really, but I knew that it was going to be.
It seemed like that, but it turned out not to be.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be some fuckery, just because of the way it seemed with the bad guy, and just lived up to what I wanted. I wanted a very short, simple, and fun to play game, and that was kind of what you got. So, yep, that's what I got for number 5. Sorry to jump on you there, Ralph. What do you got for number 5?
Oh, that's fine. I got Rocket League for number 5.
Glad it made your list.
Yeah, I don't know. For all the reasons you were saying earlier. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the X-Bone version.
Are you going to buy it? You think you're going to buy it?
If I mean, I'll buy it at some point. I don't know.
It'll be on, if it's $20, it'll be on sale at some point.
Yeah.
$10, you think?
Yeah, I'd buy it for $10. I'd pay anything to drive as the Warthog from Halo. So as long as it was $10 or less.
Oh man, $10 to do that? It's too hot and ready. So.
$10, no holiday. There's no. Go ahead.
Oh, I got a hot and ready Little Caesars gift card for Christmas. I was gonna get one earlier, but I didn't think I had time. Believe it or not, before the podcast.
Oh, you had tons of fucking time.
I mean, I did, but oh well. Tomorrow.
Have you used the ePizza Cash yet?
I forgot I had that. It's probably expired by now.
Oh, they wouldn't do that to you. It probably doesn't expire for like a year.
I don't know. You might be right.
That pizza, when you get it though, they've already cooked your pizza. They're just waiting for you to pick it up.
It's probably right.
So I wouldn't want to wait a year.
That's Rocket League.
So I was gonna say with the Little Caesars thing, we had one in town for a while, and it gone. They got rid of it real quick.
Hell,
quick. It did not last.
Yeah, I don't have one near me either. It's gone.
I got like one really close to me and 2 others that aren't too far away.
Made me sad. Made me sad because I could use some cheese sticks every now and again.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I got from there was that pretzel crust pizza.
That sounds weird.
Oh yeah, that was a mistake.
Was the pretzel crust filled with bacon?
No, it was just covered in butter and salt and then nacho cheese all over the pizza.
Yeah, that sounds like a little much.
Yeah, it was definitely too much. So.
That was your number 1 meal of the year.
Yeah, my number 1 pizza cash mistake of the year.
Number 5 was something I already talked about to move on from the pizza talk. So we're back to Ryan, who is at number 4.
Right, I had Mad Max at number 4. I don't know, that game was that could have been a surprise of the year too, because that game was a lot more fun than it could have been being a licensed game. But they chose to not base it off of that most recent movie, which was probably a good choice, and ended up being a ton of fun. Hanging out with Dinky D in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was a good one, and Derek, you should probably play it sometime.
I need to. It's on the list. It's down there.
Have you seen Fury Road?
I have seen Fury Road. Yep, did see that. I did see it. My thing with that is, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to jump into a long game right after I got out of a long game, so I was like, I should probably not play this right after jumping out of Fallout. So I just been trying to jump into Tales from the Borderlands, and then I'm, believe it or not, really tempted to play the Uncharted collection just because. So, but we'll see. I don't know. It could happen.
Nice. Number 4, I have Kirby and the Rainbow Curse for the Wii U. I never played Kirby and the Canvas Curse on the original DS, but this is like a sequel. So, like, I don't know, you have no reason to look at the TV in this game because you're drawing on the gamepad, trying to show Kirby where to go.
You draw on wangs on the D-pad.
Lots of penile wangs.
Penile arrows.
Phallic. Very phallic. I'm running out of brain. I don't know. I didn't think I'd have as much fun as I did with it, and I actually played it again the other day just to make sure I wasn't making that up, and it was still fun. And it's not very long. I don't know. It came out and it was like $40. I think I got it for like 20 or 25. I don't remember. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Is it yarn?
It's clay.
It was not yarn.
Yeah, everything.
Clay Aiken?
Claykin. Everything made out of is clay. Made out of clay. I'm having trouble speaking. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, we all have trouble speaking some days.
Well, yeah.
Or all days.
Hot writings on the brain. It's tough to think of anything else.
I had quesadilla for lunch, so I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to my pizza issues. I had chicken bacon ranch, buffalo chicken, and pepperoni on the order, so we're good to go.
Damn.
That's the Crunch Wrap. Good to go. Good to go.
Did they say that to you?
Wow. They said that when they first came out. That was a commercial. That was the slogan for the country. It's good to go.
Yeah. Do you ask them if it's good to go before they give it to you?
No, I just accepted that it's good to go all the time, and if it's not, that it's too bad for the Taco Bell, and I'm gonna eat it anyway. That I don't think that it's new, but the new mini Crunch Wraps that they have like a spicy beef one, and then they have a sriracha chicken one. It should be pretty good. I'm excited to try those.
I got a Taco Bell gift card also, so I'm gonna hit that up.
People know exactly what you love. That's what I'm talking about. I'm over here holding a fucking Mario Maker hat, so like it's just a good year for you.
Also, got a CC's gift card, but I already used it.
Oh, that a boy. I miss having a CC's up here.
Man, they're giving all you these pizza gift cards when you have this e-pizza cash just burning a hole in your wallet.
Got an eBay gift card also. Yeah. Well,
You got a stack of cards sitting around.
I bought the ePizza Cash off eBay. I bought everyone's, so the joke's on me.
E-Pizza Cash is the new big thing.
My number 4 is a game that I thought would chart a lot higher. It started out maybe coming down as number 1, and it finished where it's finished. Fallout 4 is my number 4 game of the year. I really wanted that story to be fucking great, and it started out with the ability to do so, you start it and you see, you're going into the vault. You get locked up. Well, the vault isn't actually a vault. Like all of them, you got frozen. Not carbonite, but you got frozen in stasis. You wake up. Your wife and your baby get woke up. You're locked in there. Your wife and your baby. Your wife gets killed. Your baby gets stolen. You get refrozen.
Character might be your husband.
Your significant other gets killed, and your baby gets taken, regardless of your character. And so, like, that's a good hook, right? That's a great hook to get you started into the game. And then you proceed to do, your basic quest to get familiar with the game. The new idea of building your bases, that doesn't do anything for me, and that's it's necessary for you to do at the end of the game. So if you don't pick up some of the materials that you need, you then have to go and grind for some of those materials that you need at the end of the game. But my biggest problem with Fallout 4 is the ending. I can't get past the fact that it just kind of ends, and it's just kind of there, just kind of exists in the world. It's not great. There's not really a lot of consequence to it. Even as big as something might be, it's not really that big, especially when it comes to the Institute piece of the puzzle. It really slows down at the last quarter of the game, and I got really disappointed because where a game, another game that came out this year, The Witcher, where that game is kind of gung-ho the entire time to the end of the game, this one kind of tapers off, and you really feel that as you move towards the end of that game. So I was disappointed in it. Overall, a great RPG. Though. Yeah, overall, a great RPG. Great RPG, and I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad that I finished it because I didn't finish Fallout 3, but...
Did you do the Brotherhood of Steel stuff?
What do you mean?
Did you do the Brotherhood of Steel stuff?
Oh, yeah, I went back and did their
so you
stuff.
Followed Liberty Prime around?
What did you say?
You followed Liberty Prime around?
That was so fucking slow. Oh my god.
Dude, it was fucking awesome though.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was cool, but my god, it took so long.
Yeah, all this anti-communist stuff.
He's just chucking nukes everywhere he goes. He's just throwing mini nukes over here.
Democracy is truth, communism is death. And then he comes across the memorial site, pauses to salute the memorial site, then keeps going.
It just took so long to get where you were going. I'm like, could this be any fucking slower? I just want to beat this shit because it was the last one I had to do before I finished.
I didn't even do anything. I just listened to what he had to say and watched him throw nukes at people.
If there was a lock on in that game and I could have just locked on and followed him, totally would have. It would have been way easier. But yeah, I went back and finished it as a Brotherhood of Steel, and then you get something for finishing it with them, which you don't get anything for anybody else. So that was kind of cool. You get a nice little gift, a little parting gift, if you will. So just yeah, I liked Fallout 4. It wasn't. It could have been better.
Yeah,
I'll say that. It could have been better.
Liberty Prime, not a new character, but if he was, he could have been new character of the year.
That's true.
What
do you got for number 3 there, Ryan?
Let's see what I got here. For me, I got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt as my number 3. That game was a ton of fun. It was pretty long. Had some pretty crazy sex scenes. The what? Oh yeah, did you not get to do the unicorn one?
No.
You get to bang some chick on a unicorn?
No, I think I banged one chick. I think it was just the first chick that I banged. It was just the first one on the beach.
Oh man, how did you?
I don't know. I fucked it up somehow. Yeah, I fucked it up.
Totally banged Yennefer on a unicorn.
Had to go back and watch all the sex scenes while I was in the bathroom one day. It was a long night.
That expansion came out, and that was pretty good too. I'm looking forward to the second expansion when that comes out. I don't think it's coming out until next year. But yeah, that game was a ton of fun. There was some. I mean, the controls are still a little awkward, but and the inventory management kind of sucked. Even though they kind of fixed it as it went on. There were so many patches for that game, but still a ton of fun. Looking forward to the next expansion. Kind of a bummer they didn't have that inventory stuff figured out before the game launched, though, because I was pretty much done with the game by the time they patched that in. But,
yeah, that and the movement stuff they patched in really late.
But, yeah, that's about all I got for The Witcher.
Cool.
Oh, my number 3 is Super Mario Maker.
A little higher than mine.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna have it this high, but I realized how much time I'd put into that game, and like I don't know, I think I just had more fun making my own levels just for my own amusement. So I don't know, like, I don't really give a shit about unlocking different costumes and stuff because you can only use them in Super Mario Brothers 1 stages, which is kind of lame, but I get it. I don't know. It's really fun, and I'll keep playing it from time and time again. So, yeah.
I'm with you there, good sir. It's a solid game. I'm glad that they did it. Like I said, I really think that they have an opportunity to make some headway with that as a series with different characters. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, man.
it's just
My
what we got. So
PS Plus subscription just ended. Email.
Oh,
just
damn.
today, just now,
Payment failure. I thought I took it off auto renew.
you're fucked. You're fucked.
I don't even have my
You
card.
are fucked. All right, what do I got for number? What are we at? 3?
Yeah.
Number 3, I've got Bloodborne. I've got Bloodborne at number 3. My favorite thing about Bloodborne was I finally pushed myself to play a game style that I'd never played before, and this still isn't necessarily the old school Demon Souls, Dark Souls style of the slow, methodic shield and sword gameplay. It's very more action-packed, is what you said, Ralph, and a little bit faster than those games. But just the idea of playing one of those games it was key for me, and it was big for me, especially that I finished it, because holy shit, did I not think I was going to finish that goddamn game when I bought it. But I had a shit ton of fun at Bloodborne when it came out. Just overall, I love the aspect of really dying and then having to try to go back and get your souls. I love the idea of ringing the bell and having people come in and help you out in that co-op aspect. I think if they just did a straight co-op game, I think that'd be a lot of fun. And, you know,
If
in a
they would have
universe
played
like
that
that. So.
Ring My Bell song when you ring the bell, would that have made it better? Or no?
Hello from the heaven. Yeah, I totally would have. I would have rang my bell. Why don't you just play ring my bell? Why would you just go with that? All right. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with Bloodborne, and it shot right to the top of my list at the beginning of the year. Because again, I didn't expect it to be such a hit for me and to like it so much, and I did. I fucking loved that game. So it was absolutely worthy of the number 3 spot on my top 10 list this year. Ryan, we're down to 2. Number 2, what you got?
You can probably guess already what the next 2 are, but 2 is Fallout 4. I like that game a lot. I wasn't really expecting a good story at all because like none of those Fallout games have had good stories, nor have really any of the Bethesda games in general. They're mostly, to me, just like exploration, do cool shit in this world with cool weapons and see cool things, and then wrap up the story whenever you feel like it. So I don't know. I had tons of fun exploring. I liked the shooting more in this one. It felt better. Just everything felt better than New Vegas and 3. So I had a ton of fun with it. I like the companions too. So. There were a lot of them. I know you didn't spend much time with companions.
Literally one mission with the dog.
Well, it's the dog though. There's way better companions than the dog.
Don't care. Now when I can have a perk that gets me more stuff for being alone.
But you have this synth detective, Nick Valentine.
Who was great
Man.
in the mission I had him for. Awesome. But his perk is hacking stuff? I don't need your help with that.
What?
Get out of here.
Who wants that? He fights with you,
I don't
and he
give a
carries
fuck.
shit, and he has his
I
own story mission.
really don't care about that. I was so strong I didn't need anybody to carry shit for
And
me.
they talk during some of the story missions too. Like if you have certain people with you, they'll say certain things. I don't know. You just missed out on a lot by not having them. But
Somehow you guys convinced me to never play Fallout 4, and I'm glad.
We haven't
you played-
explored 4 and 2 on our list, and we've convinced you to never touch the game.
I just know I would not finish it. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Have you
wouldn't.
played like any of the Bethesda games or?
I played Fallout 3 for
Yeah.
a couple hours till I got in an infinite loop. I may have told you about this before. It's like
Yeah.
walk in a door and save, and you'd walk out of a door and it'd save. And somehow I accidentally like slapped the sheriff or something in this town while I was in this building. So I'm like, oh shit, I'll walk out the door, and then he won't follow me anymore. Except it saved to where he was always following me and always murdered me. So I'm like, well, I'm
You
never
couldn't
playing
go
this
to it.
again.
Did it have a previous save that you could go to?
I don't know. I probably wasn't smart enough to look into that at the time.
I
Or
can't remember
now.
how they did it for 3, but like Fallout 4 has like 4 or 5 auto saves to prevent you from doing anything like that. So
My turn.
Yep,
Yeah.
your turn.
Number 2.
Yeah.
I got Ori and the Blind Forest at number 2.
Wow.
I don't know. This probably shows how weak my year was when all my top games are pretty low on Ryan's list. But I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, it just reminded me of sort of like a Symphony of the Night thing, Metroidvania. Well, I mean, it was one. And it was challenging at times. And I don't know. I mean, the story was actually kind of interesting. And that prologue thing at the beginning was kind of heartbreaking. But, yeah, good time. I just wish I could go back and get all the collectibles.
there's no way no Day of the Sky Soldiers are number 1.
Oh, man. You just wait.
Did you play much of that at all?
Maybe a couple hours of it.
I saw that had it on sale for like $35. But
That's probably a little much.
yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to them putting out that DLC for Ori if they ever do. But because that was a lot of fun. Maybe they'll patch in something to let you play after the game's over, but I doubt it.
Hopefully they let you play as the Battletoads. Or
You
Shovel
could have
Knight.
put would rare replay count for this year or no?
I don't know. I considered it, but it's the best compilation of the year by far. For me, I don't know what else there was.
I don't know if there was anything else. Was there?
Besides like
Old
HD
game.
collections or something.
Yeah,
Or
nothing
remastered.
like. All right.
Number 2 for me. This is a really big toss-up, honestly. Like, it was between this and the number 1. And it came down to just the fact that I put, I think, more time into the first game than there's an actual story, which, for me, story is above everything. Number 2 for me is Rocket League. I mean, I just had so much fucking fun with that game. The DLC it's had, the ability to come from nothing and not really expect a lot, be a free game on PlayStation Plus, to making as much money as it's made. And just, I really have had a lot of fun with that game. So that's why it is number 2 for me in 2015. I thought it might be my game of the year, but it got edged out just a hair.
Well, it's
This is
definitely
it.
not line number 1. That wasn't even considered for anything. But I have Metal Gear Solid 5 is my number 1.
Ground
Which-
Zeroes.
Yeah. No.
A retro number 1.
Like, I wouldn't even put if Ground Zeroes came out this year, it wouldn't even have been considered either. Like, I don't know why they even released that separate. They should have just included it with the Phantom Pain. But Phantom Pain, though, that game was pretty amazing. I don't know if I consider it the best Metal Gear game, but it's definitely up there. It was way better than Peace Walker, and I consider Peace Walker to be one of the best. The ending was a little goofy. It seemed a little kind of weird, but which I think I spoiled for you guys. But everything else up to that, and being able to just run around listening to the Final Countdown and The Cure, as I'm doing missions, was pretty awesome. So, I need to play that game again because they do something special on your birthday, so I have to remember to do that on January 9th. I think I deleted it. I'll have to reinstall it. But, yeah, that was my game.
I have no desire to play Metal Gear Solid. I really thought that I would. After playing that demo for Ground Zeroes, I was just like, if this is what the game's going to be like, I have no desire to play this goddamn game. And so for me, I had some hype for it, and I thought that it was going to be great. And it probably is a great game for people that like that series, but stealth just isn't my thing, and that seemed like a lot of what it was going to be, and so I just didn't want to deal.
Well, yeah, there's tons of stealth, but I mean, there's definitely options for if you mess up to get out of that. I mean, towards the end, they have like special challenge missions, which you have to use stealth, but those are optional.
Yeah. So that's where I am at for number one, for your number one anyway. Ralph, what's your number one?
Big surprise is Mad Max. I put the most time out of any game this year into that one. That almost didn't make sense, that sentence. I don't know. I don't even know if it was like that great of a game, I guess, like that original or whatever, but I just had fun with everything about it. Well, besides the story, that wasn't much. I mean, I thought blowing shit up was fun. But the combat was fun somehow, and driving was fun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sean Bucket was an alright character.
Yeah, I mean, it was no Dinky D, but
No.
no magnum opus.
We wanted to eat Dinky D.
That's very true. Oh shit. Oh, that's kind of why another reason I kind of want to play Just Cause 3 is because same people, well, the same studio made Mad Max, so I don't know. It's a good game.
Yeah, I think it's like probably not going to be on very many people's lists. It seemed like it got overlooked, but
yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I was into more stealthy and or Fallout 4, Witcher type games, then
do you think I will like it more than you? Do you think I will like it more than you? Mad Max, I mean.
I could probably like it less.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, most of those games, like Witcher, Fallout 4, they're really long games, like Mad Max. So it's tough to play a lot of those in 1 year. You have to like force yourself to do it, which probably isn't the best thing to do.
No, that'd be for certain.
Somebody's got to play Xenoblade though. Somebody's got to finish it.
I'm sure people have finished it. I just don't know that either of you will. I'm sure somebody's finished it though. I think you're okay.
In high school, I would probably have already finished it, but I'm not in high school.
If you were in college, I think if you were still in your last year of college, you still would have finished it by now.
Yeah, maybe, because that last year I had like a month and a half
What did you
off.
blow through? You blew through something like the day it came out, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
It was
I don't know.
Saints Row 4 or no?
No. Well, I did for that too. Well, when I rented it, it was that Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Fucking one day, I'm like, this asshole right now. God damn it.
I do have only 36. Is how many games I finished this year.
36?
Yeah.
36. I didn't finish that many. I think I finished 10 or 12.
Last year
less than that.
Last year it was 57.
Jesus goddamn Christ. I guess I don't know. I didn't count any of the Vita games that I beat that were really quick, so I don't know.
I escaped Dead Islands on this year's list, though. And some of these games are games I started a while ago and then finished, like the third birthday. So
I've got 16 games written down. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing though. So
I keep a separate list. I keep ones of all the games I finished during the year, and then ones of just the new games.
I should just do a Google Docs like that and just write every game that I play and then write played or finished if I finished it. Make it real simple on me every year versus trying to have to fucking go through Wikipedia and be like, what did I play?
Well, if you have an account on Giant Bomb, they just have a list thing there, so you can have it's really easy to just create a list.
I mean, I do have an account there. Remember, I upgraded to premium like a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
And the last thing, I guess, for the top 10 list, my number one is The Witcher 3. Again, the first time I've ever played a Witcher game this year, and I finished it. I bet you I put close to 70 to 100 hours into that game. It was just a lot of fun, man. It looked really good. The story I thought was great. Gwent was cool. It wasn't cool enough for me to continue to play, but Gwent was a cool idea. The characters were pretty well realized. And I mean, for a new person, it sucked me in pretty well, not knowing any of these characters and them having a history. Quests were awesome. They didn't just feel like fetch quests. Fast traveling was awesome.
You'll forget most of the history anyway, because I forgot most of Witcher 2. So.
Yeah. Being able to just do the quest marker thing and then clicking, was it L3 or R3 while you're on your horse? And just riding. I thought that was a cool element because you don't see that every day. It was kind of just a small little detail that was awesome.
It might have been a little bit better if you could power slide on your horse, but
True.
Would never hurt.
it might hurt your horse.
Well, horses are expendable.
Oh yeah, Roach definitely. He's definitely expendable.
You get cut out there, so I have no idea what you said because my internet apparently sucks. So
We're
I heard
talking
something about Roach.
Yeah, Roach was expendable.
So is Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
I almost said that, but I didn't.
He
I'm talking this weekend. Do you know has Sylvester Stallone ever done a football movie? Or no? Seems like he should.
Demolition Man.
But no.
No. Or a soccer movie.
Why should he do a football movie?
He's a huge dude. You just think he'd be perfect for a football
He's not
movie.
huge now. He's like 90 years old. He's dying. The new Rocky movie is like,
But when he was in his prime, when he was doing the Rocky
Dying?
movies.
Yeah.
But I was told he did a Formula One racing movie, though.
Driven?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a GameCube game of it. Perhaps a PS2 game also.
But
That's really good.
is it as good as Days of Thunder?
There's like a PS3 game of Days of Thunder. I'm pretty sure. No idea why.
Did Tom Cruise
Let's,
allow his likeness?
Nope, that's top 10 for 2015, ladies and gentlemen. The Witcher is my capper. Mad Max, and then whatever the fuck Ryan's saying.
Yeah.
Let's
Deadpool remake, #1 game of the year.
yeah. Kingdom Hearts 2.5 on the PlayStation 3 is my favorite game this
2.8.
year.
When's that coming out?
Next year, yep. Next year. We'll see. Let's talk about what are we talking about? Song of the decade, song of the generation, song of the lifetime.
Whatever you want.
I mean,
That
there's
hot
really
banger
only one
from
song.
Adelaide or whatever.
Adelaide?
I don't know what she
All of a
sings.
sudden? Adelaide?
Is that how you say it?
that's-
Adele?
No, Adele. It's like, dude, you're getting
Adelaide.
You
you're
get
getting Adelaide.
Yeah. You on that Adelaide concert?
Yeah, you're getting Adelaide. In case you're
Taking
curious.
Adele with me to that Adelaide concert.
Yeah, I'm taking my Dell phone to the Adelaide show to make sure I get all the good pictures. I mean, I want to hear what you guys. What's your song of a lifetime? I've got one song of a lifetime that I've been jamming to lately. I'm going to play it for you.
It better not be about dancing like Uma Thurman.
No, that's not a thing.
Thank goodness.
Is it a song about you hanging tough or?
Oh, that gets me every time. Is it Informer by Snow?
Nope, sure isn't.
All in is wrong.
Nope. But no, for real. Like, what is your song of a lifetime? Like, I want to hear what it is.
What does that even mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But
I just went with the song that I've been playing the most lately is what I've designated as song of a lifetime.
Hmm.
And I don't know why I've been playing it that much because it's pretty sad.
is it by Adelaide?
Is that Hot Adelaide joint?
No, it's not. But I'm not sad as in like the song's sad. It's just sad that I've been playing the song. Let's see if you know this hot
Adele
band.
by Adelaide.
Anything?
I don't know. Is this Nick Cannon? I don't know who this is.
Is this Drake?
No.
I get nothing.
This is Drag Me Down
Never seen that.
from One Direction. From One Direction.
Oh.
These cats right here, they're the ones jamming on your headphones currently. I like how they're just intently listening to Drag Me Down.
We are getting kicked off the internet.
My brother just sang a Backstreet Boys song at karaoke, so
Which song?
I Want It That Way.
That's a good song. I mean, if there's another one of a generation, it's absolutely this song.
You used to call me all night.
Of course. I know that one.
That is a song. Of course you do. This seems like a song that your girlfriend would probably like.
You used to call me on my phone.
I don't know.
Milli Vanilli.
It's not indie rock. So.
It's not Milli
Hold
Vanilli.
on. No, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not.
She's
it's
not
not
watching this.
It's not. It's not Mumford and Sons or whoever else the hot.
Or folk.
I
Yeah.
think it'd have to be song of a lifetime would be Paula Cole. I Don't Want to Wait. I mean, it's been featured many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
It has been featured a long time. Let's just type in. Oh, when I type in Lifetime, the first song that comes up is this, which is a Coldplay song.
Oh, good. A Super Bowl preview.
Super Bowl preview Coldplay. Yeah.
My aunt tried to pull off Cowboy by Kid Rock at karaoke, and that was
That'd
a
be
huge
tough.
mistake.
That
She
would not
couldn't-
be easy.
She couldn't keep up with it, and there was like so many more explicit lyrics that I never even knew were in the song. It's talking about getting some girl through the back door.
Well, hell yeah. Did I tell you I did Gangsta's Paradise at Grim Cracker's wedding?
Oh no, that's awesome though.
That wasn't hard at all. That shit's
I'm sure it wasn't. Not for you. The
Well,
carefulest motherfucker in the world.
it's a pretty easy rap song.
There's not much rapping going on, is there?
For Coolio there is.
Yeah, for his flow. All right, let's wrap up the show. Let's talk about what we're looking forward to in 2016, shall we? I've got a few games, but I want to go through what you guys are most excited for first. Ryan, what would you say is your most anticipated game of 2016? Or a few. I've got 7.
Well, you go ahead and start. 'Cause all I can think of off the top of my head is Uncharted 4, but I know there's more than that.
I got delayed.
It got pushed to what, April?
Yeah.
Still, Dark Souls 3, that's one of them for sure.
I've got Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which is coming out here in just a hot second, the end of January. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm ready for that.
Resident Evil
I'm ready for a new game to play on my 3DS. Did you say Resident Evil 0?
Yeah.
The Division, that's coming out in March.
A new Yakuza game.
Nope. Telltale Batman, I'm down for that.
I got 2 letters for you.
Uh-oh.
NX.
Oh, you're just excited for the NX.
Yeah.
So do you think that's going to be released next year or just talked about?
I think it's coming out next year.
Yeah, I think
Christmas?
probably.
The remaster of Gravity Rush, that could be interesting.
What about Cuphead, Ralph? Are you excited for Cuphead?
Kind
It's only on
of.
your system.
What is Dying Light the following?
That's the expansion for Dying Light, which is supposed to be like as big as the main game, supposedly. I don't know if I'm ever excited about anything, but I want to play Star Fox Zero for some reason. From the new Zelda game.
That Fire Emblem Fates is coming out. Street Fighter V is coming out.
Oh, and Pokken Tournament.
Oh, yeah, that's coming out next year. I'm pretty excited about that. Final Fantasy 15 and Uncharted, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, of course. Kingdom Hearts 3 next year.
Twilight Princess.
HD. Crackdown 3, maybe?
If that comes out. Yeah, I don't think that's coming out next year.
I'm interested to see what happens with that Star Ocean game. It might be garbage, but maybe not.
I'm still going to hold out hope for a Dead Space remaster next year. I think that could be a thing.
I think the only way they would do that is if they're planning on making another Dead Space game, but I don't know if they're planning on doing that.
I think they could test the waters with the Dead Space remaster first.
Quantum Break's supposed to come out.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that Star Wars game that's made by Dead Space people will come out next year. But
Amy Hennig, isn't she the one doing that game?
yeah, she's writing it or whatever. I think Visceral's making it. I don't know.
Deus Ex should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then that song that you signed that game you signed that deal for, Battleborn, coming out next year.
Yeah. I don't care about that game.
Oh, and Overwatch, your other favorite.
Oh, yeah. I figured you guys would be talking about No Man's Sky.
I'm not exactly sure what that is, but so I'll kind of wait to see what happens when that comes out.
I don't think it's a game. So
Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Doom is supposed to come out next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll come
I forgot
out.
about Doom. That'll be pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited about Doom.
Yeah, if
Gears of War 4.
a scale-bound game or whatever, I don't know much about it, but it looked interesting. Like it's
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it is. If it's like Turok-esque, like I think it is. If it's not, that'll be fine too.
Did you see that Turok got a remaster recently?
Yeah, I was watching Jeff play that, and I don't know. It looks better than I remember. I remember when I was playing that game just being really lost and having no idea what was going on.
Just seeing fog. Lots and lots of fog.
Dinosaurs, weird
Fog.
guys. Mafia
If
3.
There's one thing you'd have to say about 2015, the year of our Lord now, in the gaming that we've had. What would you have to say? What would you call this year's gaming situation?
I thought it was pretty good. There's a lot of major releases. Fallout came out. That was kind of a shocker because they just waited till E3. But other than that, I don't think there was anything major besides just games coming out. Next year's going to be the VR deal because I think that's early.
The year of VR.
2016. So it's just like a regular old year of major releases. Nothing too fancy.
I'd call it disappointing overall. I don't know why. Just feels like
The end of the Wii U.
Well, and that Zelda game didn't come out, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that supposed to come out early next year or no?
I think they just said next year, so it's probably next fall or something.
Or would it be after Twilight Princess?
I would say 2015. The word I'd call the gaming situation is delayed.
Just
we
like
had a lot.
2014.
I think it's every year though.
Yeah, but I felt it was really bad this year. Really
I think
bad.
what happens is they have their games, they have their window when they think it might come out, and then as stuff actually starts coming out, they determine whether it's a good idea if that game should come out around then or not. And it's just too hard for them to predict. So I think every year is going to be the year of delays.
This has nothing to do with any of that, but I forgot that Life is Strange is coming out on a disc in January. I'll probably pick that up. Because I always heard that was interesting.
Both systems at the same time, or?
Probably.
Okay.
There's one
Didn't
thing
it come out on PS4 first? Or did it come out on both Xbox One and PS4 at the same time for those episodes?
I actually don't know. I'm not sure, but that was the people who made Remember Me, wasn't it?
Yeah. I only watched a quick look of that first episode, but it looked interesting.
Yeah.
And they're trying to spill the paint on that chick. I saw that.
I don't really know anything about it. I just thought it sounded interesting.
They screwed it up so they had to rewind time so they could spill the paint on it.
Let's hope that 2016 makes for an even better year than 2015 was, even with the big releases that we did get, like Fallout 4's, The Witchers, Metal Gear Solids. Let's hope that 2016 brings us a little bit more good fortune, maybe a few less delays. And we're going to hit episode 100 next year, too. So how crazy is that?
The last episode.
The last episode. Yep. The
Very
last
crazy.
episode. It's Ryan's going to become the new host, and Ralph and I are just going to fall away into the distance. It's going to
The
be
Last Samurai.
It's gonna be
Yep.
Tom Cruise.
It's gonna be a solo podcast.
Yeah, it's just going to be Ryan just aimlessly
Yeah.
talking about nonstop to
Yeah.
himself.
It's going to be me and Han Solo reflecting on the Fast and Furious series.
Not Hope Solo. You're not going to have Hope
Oh
Solo.
man, he definitely
Not
get
the
beat.
player on there. Yeah. I hope you were going to get that joke. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
All right, that's going to do
destroy
it.
man.
Game of the year, it's done. Metal Gear Solid, Mad Max, The Witcher 3. That's what you got for Game of the Year. Let's look to 2016 and hope that it brings us some good fortune. For Ryan, for Ralph, I am Derek. Until 2016, level up.